All right, good morning, everybody. If you can hear me and the mic sounds good, hit that number 1, please. I think it should be all right, but I don't know. I'm going to check actually real quick. Seems like we might be on the edge. Is it at 77? Let's see. Okay, we're at 76. I like it. There we go. All right. So it should be good. Thank you, Mark, Raspberry, Pam, Slow, Kyle. And nobody else it sounds good to, or what? What's going on? Trucking for dividends. Good morning. Good morning, Ronnie. Good morning. All right. Thank you, Chad. Thank you, Garrett. Very quickly, for those of you watching us in the archive, first off, thank you much. But to be very transparent, this is totally viewer supported. So if you want to have something to continue to watch in the archive, code Clay, all caps, with any of these prop firms is how you can save yourself some money, because that will apply whatever the current discounts are at any of these prop firms, but also help support the stream. So you're accomplishing multiple things, saving yourself some money, and helping to support a stream that you want to continue to watch. So code Clay, all caps, I recommend. I think Take Profit Trader is the king of the business, but I do understand everybody's got their different strategies and opinions and so on and so forth. But any of these prop firms that you see there on the screen, you can help support and save yourself some money with code Clay. For everybody that has used it, thank you very much. And even if you're just considering using the code, I really thank you even for that. All right. Well, good morning, everybody. It is Monday, June 1st. Where is the year going? I don't know where the year is going, but it's moving along quickly. But June 1st, Monday, the year is 2026. Hopefully, everybody is off to a good start. From my understanding, last night, some platforms had issues. I was not around to see the open last night at 6 p.m. Eastern. But hopefully that didn't get anybody. And then this morning, we've had some drama this morning. And now we're kind of just chopping around here a little bit. But I don't know if I should wait or not. I did cook an account. Thankfully, just an eval account. First in a while. I want to say first in 2 weeks. That might be a lie. I don't remember exactly. But I know it's been, at least per my standards, it's been a while. But I don't know. It just... what I'm debating is, should I wait for 11 a.m. Eastern? Because technically that's when this is supposed to start. But I don't know if it's really that big of a thing to really go through. I just, I got this right that it wanted to go up. So I was playing long. Unfortunately, this move somewhere right here, this dip down before going up, that is what was a game over for me. So yes, one of those things where, it did want to go up, but my account was cooked before then. So again, thankfully, it was just a horse, not a racehorse. But there you go. So I did cook an account this morning. But overall, did not go on account tilt. Did not roast multiple accounts or anything like that. So in my kind of lens that I view the prop firm space, I had a losing trade this morning, right? Because the way I view it, a prop firm account in and of itself is a trade. What is that stop loss associated with the trade? Well, whatever was actually spent on the account. So, I had a losing trade this morning, but I'll be okay. Thankful for prop firms and just the way the numbers can work. But there we go. So hopefully you're all off to a good start. So how are your days going? Because it has not been smooth. We had quite a bit of, like I said, this downwards movement happened pre-market and kind of the V-shape back up to then come back down. So hopefully everybody's managing. But how are all your days going? Good, bad, green, red, terrible, best day ever, worst day ever. Got a payout, passed an account, blew up an account, passed my first eval on Friday. How many accounts do you have? Tyler, are you doing the racehorse model? Hey, AMS, flip day today got... Flip day today. What do you mean it got? How did it? For me. Oh, okay. I was going to say, what do you mean a flip day got you? You scared me for a second. Hey, Timbo, those are, that sounds like good quality trading to me. Green and boring. Yes. Ultimately, that is the goal of trading, to have it be boring. Says the guy screaming and shouting for, yes, you're right. But remember, I'm trying to be somewhat entertaining too. But yes, at the end of the day, boring is actually... That's a good sign. So well done, Timbo. Good, green, nothing crazy. Again, like I was just saying with Timbo, got a payout, blew in an eval. Well, hey, Batch, I think that's a good trade-off. Sorry to hear that, Pam, but yeah, like I said, you're not alone this morning on the cooked account front. All right, maybe a trade here is taking place. We are approaching this general area, which I think could be a short. Well, here's the thing, Tyler. The racehorse model, one of the things that it's supposed to help with, which it sounds like it could help you with, is not trading scared. Because per your admission, you're now trading scared. Because why? Well, you just passed this account, and you know that if you fail this account, no more racehorses, back to having to pass an account. So that is where with Take Profit Trader, it's a two-pronged attack. One thing you're attacking is don't trade scared, because you can at least have the peace of mind, well, even if I cook this account, I have another one waiting for me or another couple waiting for me. The other thing you're going to be proactive against is being tempted to reset a pro account, which is very, very, very expensive. So yeah, Tyler, for me, that's why I think that just because you pass an account doesn't mean you go and have to activate it right away. Now, other prop firms, yes, you might have to activate a pass account within a certain amount of days. Not with Take Profit Trader. You can just let that thing sit there. So for me, this was excessive. But I passed 10 accounts before I ever fired up a pro. Well, after I started the racehorse method. So am I saying that you need to pass 10 accounts and have 10 accounts waiting for you before you ever activate? Again, I went a little bit extreme. But at least 2, 3, I think so. Again, because you're witnessing it right now. You're experiencing what the racehorse model is designed for, and that is trading scared. Because scared money don't make money. Yes, it's a cliche saying, but it is actually very true. And it's very easy to start to trade scared if you only have one account passed, and now you're all like, oh, I don't want to lose it. I don't want to lose it. Not that you should go trade like a degenerate, but it's gonna make you trade a little easier if you're like, okay, if I lose this account, it is what it is because I have one waiting for me. So it helps you, keep a little loose. Haven't traded in several days. Why haven't you traded in several days? You just been busy? So if I were you, Tyler, you've already activated it, so you're going to have to make at least one trade a week on it. I would do like a flip trade, just like one MES or something. So you're either going to make a couple bucks, lose a couple bucks. So just keep the account there, and then I'd say get at least another one passed. Plus, that helps with proof of concept. So this is something where I never thought about it, so I can't say that this is something else cool about the racehorse method. But it's kind of built in, where it forces you to provide a proof of concept. Because let's face it, you could get just lucky and pass an account. But you don't want to figure out, oh, crap, that was just luck, as you cook that account in the pro phase, right? Like, oh, well, there's my pro account. But what would be better is let's just keep that pro account there. But let's make sure, whatever strategy I use to actually get this pro account, can I replicate it? Can I do it again? And if you can do it again, okay. You should now be opening the idea, maybe that wasn't luck. Maybe there's some substance to what I'm doing. But let's try again. Let's really try to get a proof of concept. And if you get another one passed, now you have 3 accounts, you have 3 racehorses, and still, just because you passed 3, I'm not going to say, therefore, you have mastered the market, therefore, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying, okay, there's actually some credence to however you're passing. Sounds like you're onto something. Sounds like you're onto something that is working. So there is also that built-in kind of, it'll force you to do a proof of concept. Again, like I said, I'm not going to say that was on my mind because I've been trading for a long time, so I kind of have a general, but like for the newer people or whatever, yeah, let's make sure you didn't just luck out, because that's what makes trading hard, is you can be a total moron and still make money for a little bit. Now, you won't keep the gains because the market has a sick and twisted way of getting its money back, but within the prop firm space, sure, you could pass an account, but I don't know, was that just pure luck or skill? And that'll force you to build a proof of concept. So yeah, Tyler, again, that's what works for me. Now, again, does this racehorse model work at all prop firms? Maybe. It depends on some of their policies, where if they're going to be continually charging you every month for an account, then it could get very expensive. If they're going to force you to activate an account within, I think Apex forces you to activate within 7 days. So racehorse model really wouldn't work at Apex. But again, that is just one of the reasons why I really like Take Profit Trader, as they do have that ability. Hopefully that makes sense to people. Best way to pass the test on a 50K. Trade a strategy. People think that there's like a magic holy grail. Like, okay, you have to have a strategy and then you have to deploy that strategy. Now, if you want to pass it quicker, then yeah, just up your position size. But like that's going to depend on you and your strategy. But like there is no strategy like, okay, it's best to do that. No. In the details of a strategy, you got to trade your strategy. Well, I don't have a strategy. Well, you better get a strategy then. But yes, within your strategy, yes, how do you pass it quickly? Okay, well, up your size. Now, that's an inverse, right? How can you blow up your test account quickly? Increase your size. Right, exactly. And that's all trading is, what Timbo says. It's a business. So what is your cost of doing business? Well, like I said, the way I view it, whether it's whether it's with your funds or in a prop firm, a stop loss, that's what a cost of business is doing. You're saying, okay, I am risking $300 to take this trade. That is my cost of doing business. If it does not, now the cool thing about it, like any business, is if you can turn a profit and it works out, well then okay, you're not going to lose $300. You're actually going to make money. But that's why stop losses are important, because when you go into a trade and you're like, I don't know what my stop is, then what you're saying is, I don't know my cost of business. And I suppose there's probably business owners out there that are running around saying, I don't know my cost of business, but I don't think those people are going to be business owners very long. Well, Clay, I've seen you sometimes, you talk about, you don't even use a stop loss on some of these trades. You just try to swing big. Right, but I know my cost of business. Right? You would even, in that situation, know your cost of business. What is your cost of business? Well, whatever you spend on the account. So if you're going to just take a 50K trade and you're going to go swing big with no stop losses, now what are you talking about? What degenerate? You literally are contradicting yourself. You don't know your cost of business. But I do know my cost of business. My cost of business is 119 because that is my ultimate risk. If I blow up this account, I'm out 119. So that's where you get into the nuance where it can sound bad, like there's no stop loss. This guy doesn't know his cost of business. Well, I do. So would you. If again, that's how I view the prop. I'm not saying that's how you're supposed to view the prop firm landscape, but that's how I view it. Every account itself is a trade. What is the stop loss on that trade? What is the cost of business on that trade? Well, whatever was spent on the account. Glenn, watching you on my living room TV. Hey, let's go. Good closing goes smooth. I assume it went smooth. Well, even if it didn't go smooth, it looks like you got any rough things figured out. But congrats. Hey, that's great. See, that's what's really cool about this. Like we kind of, well, I say we because many of you probably, but like I remember AA asking, hey, look at this house, blah, blah, blah. So I felt like I was part of the house buying journey with AA. So that's cool. Very smooth. Great. Shortcoming? I don't know. Maybe. Like I said, I was hoping for it to get up around this yellow line before a short. And now the fact that it just puts in right here, it's like, I don't know if I'm getting short here. Is that the start of just a bigger breakout at that point? Well, I appreciate. No, I'm glad you told me. Did I deserve to know? No, I don't deserve. I don't really deserve anything. But I appreciate it. I wanted to know that, but just because I wanted to know doesn't mean necessarily I deserve to know. But I appreciate it. And congrats. That's great. Me and my wife and 6 kids will be down probably, I don't know, February 1st when it's really cold here in Iowa. We'll be down to Florida to hang out. So thanks. Part-time real estate agent. You're a part-time real estate agent? Cool. I had my license for a while, way back in the day. My wife just cooked me. Totally just cooked me. Unbelievable. Yeah, she just mic dropped me. Dang it. All right. Maybe a short here. I'm getting a little antsy, but this will probably be the time it makes the breakup through. No, she did not cook for me. She cooked me. The pink line here is 200 SMA. Purple line here is 50 SMA. Green line is 21 EMA. Hey, Eddie. No, so I was giving for context, we're currently in the middle of building a home, and I'm giving the guy. I mean, they're going at a great pace. So this is all said and just, but now it's ready for a roof, and it's beautiful out today. So I text because it's me, my wife, and then Sam, who's the contractor. We have a text chain going, and I was like, man, and they got some other jobs they're gonna do, and there's a good break point for them. As the electrical rough-in and a plumbing HVAC rough-in are all occurring right now. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to give them a hard time. See, people think like, this guy's a jerk. Dude, I really like to just, like, that's like my love language. I love to just be sarcastic and joke around with people. So I was like, okay, I can't talk right now. Okay, I'm getting short if it wants to come back down. Short at that red line if the price comes down to that red line. Yeah, the real estate stuff was just a joke. Like, at least in Michigan where I got it, like after passing and getting my license, I knew nothing about like how to sell real estate because it's all about like equal housing. Okay, here we go. Maybe if that red line turns blue, I'm in. Yeah, so it's all about equal housing, but then I remember having to sit down with my broker, like, okay, well, like, what's the... Okay, I'm in. Short. Come on, brother. Do I just take a scalpy? You know what? I'm going to just take a scalpy scalp to start. Let's get a win under my belt. This will probably dump. Whoa. Do not, hey, I'm not taking any credit. That if this thing all of a sudden goes straight upwards where it would have been actually a losing trade, had I not, that's, again, I'm not saying that was necessarily good reasoning to turn that into a scalpy scalp just because, like, for the vibes of wanting to feel good about myself on the live stream, but it is what it is. So even if this thing were to go straight up, let the record state my reasoning to do a scalpy scalp was debatable. But yeah, when I got my real estate license, I remember I had no idea. I mean, like, all about the equal housing and you all this like rules and regulations and blah blah blah. But like, okay, yeah, but if I want to submit an offer, like, what paperwork do I need for that? Like, didn't know any of that stuff. But yeah. Anyways, so back to the housing. The contractor, he's not at the property. He won't be at the property this week, but it's beautiful out. So I was like, man, I just heard the weatherman say that it's a great day to put on a matted gray ash metal roof because that's what we're doing, you know. Or I thought that's what it was. So I was trying to just give him a hard time, like, dude, I can't believe you're working inside today. You could be putting on my metal roof. But then my wife texted back, was like, oh well, Sam, I guess it's not your day then because we're putting on a textured gray ash metal roof. And I was like, good one. So I guess with that, she cooked me with logic. That's true. The weather, it's not a good day per my own premise. For a matted ash gray, it should be for a texted. So she cooked me. All right, I might be trying for another short here. As it does really seem to be, I don't think I'm crazy to say that it's seeming like it's struggling right now. It's been rejected here before, now twice off of the 200 period. So I'm short. See if it wants to come down some more. Come on. Take that little scalpy scalp. I'm just going to scalpy scalp right now. Short at 432. Ooh, okay. So me and Chase are thinking pretty much the same thing, at least entry point wise. 350. Oh, man, this boy's feeling optimistic. Okay, Chase. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying. So Chase is definitely more of a sway trader compared to me. Chase looks like he's willing to hold for the next couple hours if he has to. Again, no, I'm not saying that he's wrong. I'm just saying we're clearly two different traders. But Chase, thank you for the 3 numbers. Hey, all right, John. Don't think about it too much, but you got it. You got it. 1650 away. You can do it. Hey, good morning, Dork. Yes, 5-minute chart looks pretty nasty. Yeah, I'm not. I wouldn't. For me, I wouldn't necessarily say nasty, but I'm not for you, Tyler. I'm not saying that for whatever your strategy is. I'm open to the idea. It could look nasty for you. RDW. What is RDW? What do you call you? What did I call? What you call me? I don't know. What did I call you? Did I call you? I didn't call you nasty. I said somebody else said the ES was nasty. We all know that you're nasty already, brother. Oh, yeah, the dork. Yeah, that's right. I forgot. Sorry. Short, 437. Stop, 460 target, 414. Hey, good job. Good job, Luxit. No, the kids do not do video games. Nope. Can you take a look at Redwire? What is Redwire? RDW. Please don't tell me this is something like penny stock. Daily. Oh, space stock. Yeah, it's definitely pulling back now, but from a grand scheme of things, I don't know what point of view you're looking at, but it's still like a bull flag. So, just as far as I can tell right now, looking like just a pullback. But it's all that's like if you bought right there, then yeah, I don't know where's your stop loss at, because this is pulling back quite a bit for you. Let me put it this way: if you bought up here, like up around here, and you're still holding right now, that you're probably holding and hoping, which is not a good strategy. I'm not saying that's what you're doing, Robin, but that would be a hold and hope at that point. Okay, Matt Bollock. Well, here's the thing, Matt Bollock. Are you going to do the racehorse model? Do you even know what the racehorse model is? But first off, congrats. Congrats on passing. That's great. I have shares up 130%, but my calls are down today. Well, yeah, your calls might be getting a little cooked, depending on when they expire. Yeah, I could definitely see more of a pullback coming on that one. Again, that doesn't mean that the daily chart becomes bearish, but it made such a big move up that from a call perspective, yeah, I could see those calls being cooked. It's like a week out left. Well, at the end of the day, Robin, I'm getting the vibe that do you even have, where are you going to get out at? Where do you cut the calls? Or are you just... Is this a situation where you're letting the calls expire worthless, or this is what I think, Robin. I'm not saying it's the truth, but this is what I'm thinking. I think that you are just now holding and hoping, and you're looking for somebody to reiterate and tell you, oh, that still looks good, so that you can rationalize your hold and hoping, which is a bad habit. That's what I'm thinking right now. You're just looking for somebody to tell you what you want to hear, so that you can say, okay. Because I think deep down, Robin, you already know that you've broken some rules. You are absolutely right. Well, I applaud you, Robin. I applaud your honesty, because you could have just not, you could have not owned that fact. So good on you for being honest with yourself. Well, Matt, I would tell you this. I would say get another account passed, because that is going to accomplish 3 things for you. 1, you won't be trading scared with your pro, because you'll know you have a backup. 2, you won't be tempted to reset the pro account because you know you'll have a backup. And 3, let's build a proof of concept for yourself. Let's make sure, Matt, again, congratulations that you just passed your account. But Do that same strategy again, and let's see if you can do it again. Let's build out a little bit of a proof of concept. Because to be fair, and I'm not trying to rain on your parade, Matt, but the fact is maybe you just got lucky. Maybe the strategy you used to pass this eval was pure luck. I'd rather have you figure that out on more test accounts as opposed to a pro account where you cook the pro account and you're like, oh crap, I guess I just got lucky. Does that make sense, Matt? And assuming you use Take Profit Trader, then you don't have to activate it in any amount of time, and there's no more cost associated with it. So you can just let your current past account sit there. Does that make sense, Matt? If you want to trade stocks, I suggest using a live fund. Did they give you 5K? Yeah, well, yeah, I'm not sure exactly what you're talking about, but nobody should want to trade stocks in this day and age because futures move so much better than stocks. Even if a stock is like booming, it's like, yeah, if you look at the numbers, though, futures are still way better. Hey, good morning, Jason. Boss, good morning. No, you don't buy a pro account. You have to get to a pro account. Now, if you blow up a pro account, Take Profit Trader gives you the choice to reset it, which is crazy because the price to reset one pro account is the equivalent of like buying 6 test accounts. So that's why I say don't reset pros. Ooh, yeah, dork. That doesn't, even reading that is painful. Okay, Slow Morrow, you should be ashamed of yourself. Well, never. I take that back. Let's refrain from, because what you're doing, Slow Morrow, is you're encouraging people to trade stocks. Don't do that. Because stocks, literally mathematically provable, are garbage to day trade. I love to invest in stocks, though. You'll give it some thought? Why? Because you got to make money right now, huh, Matt? You have zero patience. Yes, I've lost my mind. Because this is why people get cooked. Zero discipline in the patience department. Matt wants to make money now. Do a proof of concept? Nah, screw that. Screw that. Let's just go make money. Yes. Why is this guy triggered? Because I want you guys to succeed. It drives me nuts when I see people not just... I don't know, maybe somebody else can speak truth to Matt. Like, hey, has anybody else here ever gotten their first ever test account passed and then gone and realized, okay, maybe that wasn't as bulletproof of a strategy as what I thought? I don't know. Somebody try to speak to Matt because he ain't listening to me. And it's driving me nuts. No, you're fine, Slow Morrow. You're fine. I think it's 10-time test. It's not quite that much black magic, but it is not cheap. No, there's no not that I'm aware of. That usually the guys do not work the weekends, which is fine, right? I mean, these guys have wives and families and kids and blah blah blah. So like, as much as I would like for them to be over there 15 hours a day, 7 days a week, I mean, that's just not how it plays out. So no, compound wealth. Nothing got done over the weekend that I'm aware of. But yes, today, electricians are starting. Plumbing, HVAC is getting finished up for the rough drying, that is. All right, maybe another short. Although, I don't know, this 5 minute gets scarier and scarier. Given, I mean, look at all these lower shadows. This thing just, at this point, does not seem to want to roll back over. Because each and every one of these lower shadows represents the fact that the price tried to roll over, but then the buyers step back in and push the price back up. So, it's getting a little spooky. I got to pay out, then blew my next 5 accounts with the same strategy. Did you take, remind me, Reward, did you take that payout? Did you at least take the payout? Elusive ones, yep, happens all the time. Dude, it's like I feel like a lawyer that has presented a very substantiated case. 3 points. Don't trade scared. Don't be tempted for the pro reset. Proof of concept. Make sure you didn't get lucky. So I feel like Matt was my jury, and I presented that to him as a lawyer, and then he's like, hey, I'll think about it. It's like, what? What is there to think about? Like, that's such a, like, I understand if, like, you're a battle-hardened veteran and blah, okay, fine. But, like, dude, it's your, Yeah, I know. Yeah, well, we can't use that because POC has what? Proof of, or a point of control, or some other term. I'm waiting for my Apex payout. Well, as far as I'm aware, Apex still pays. Yeah, I'm because of the 5 minute, which I just described, a little too nerve wracking to get short up around here. What did I say? I don't even remember what I said. Did I say point of control? Oh, it's or point of. Okay, well I don't know. We have point of contact. We have point of control. Who knows? Am I about to get long here? I think so. I think it might be finally ready to break through. Okay, I'm long. Come on, push, 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 push. Go, 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 go. Uh-oh. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Uh-oh. Well, it was looking oh so good for a moment. Maybe we can give another try here. Come on. All right, here we go. Next round. Let's go. Let's go, brother. Come on. Stupid yellow line. Who drew that yellow line there? It's in my dog. I hate when my annotations are right. There's nothing more annoying than being right. I'm so annoyed that I was right to draw that yellow line there as a resistance. But resistance are made to be broken, so let's see. I don't want to be right. Please make that yellow line look like the dumbest line that could have ever been drawn. Don't make me look smart. Make me look dumb. Come on, market. Make me look like a moron. Who would draw that yellow line there? Go. Make me look stupid. Make me look stupid. Just in case there's a pop. Come on. I might have to wave the white flag here soon. This is becoming what I feel as though it's a 50-50 setup, and I'm not here to trade 50-50s. I'm not quite sure. It does still feel like it could go up, but it equally feels like, are we about to see a rejection back down? Come on, come on, come on. Go, 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 go. You see what I mean? It just won't quite let it go. Go. All right, I'm out. See what I mean? It's just, it feels too much 50-50. So if it go, again, I could very realistically see it going, but I can equally as realistically see it all of a sudden just coming back down. Look, even right now, it's like, it can't, it's like the Bears are like dragged, like they're just stuck on the Bulls' hooves. They got them, and they're like this. That's what I envision right now. The Bears have their claws and their jaws on the Bulls' hind legs. And like the Bulls they're dragging the Bears, but at some point, is the Bull going to run out of energy, and are the Bears going to drag it back down? That's what I'm visualizing here. Because I'm a child, I visualize everything in like a story. So that's the story that I see right now. The Bulls are indeed dragging the Bears on their ankles, but are the Bulls going to run out of energy? Uh-oh. See? Uh-oh, the Bears about to drag it back. Uh-oh. Maybe the Bulls didn't eat through. Oh, see? See? Dragging them back down. No, it's not about Bears running faster. The Bears already have them in my mind, the Bears already have the Bulls by their ankle. So the Bulls were winning. They were dragging the Bears, but like you could tell it was like the Bulls were weighed down by something. Yeah, whoever drew that line, doggone it. But in real life, Bears can run faster than Bulls. Okay, well, yes, thank you. But this is, I was telling a story. Okay, I'm going to call right now. Larkin is one of the more annoying people to watch a movie with. Because you're watching a movie and like something happens and then he pulls out the physics book and he's like, well, in real life, because of pi squared times the circumference of the gravitational vector, that's not possible. It's like, okay, well, cool. Thanks. So Larkin, remind me, I never want to watch a movie with you. Because you are definitely one of those guys. Okay, Border Steve, you got 3 numbers for us? Or are you just here to run your mouth again and then threaten me? And then what are we doing here, Border Steve? Again, we are still operating on the premise you are a crackhead, and I'm not even joking. But you are more than welcome to prove us wrong by actually giving 3 numbers. Like father, like son, Larkin. Like father, like son. So Fast and Furious isn't real. Well, you're going to have to ask Larkin that. What is the history of bears and bulls? I don't know. Ramu, that is a good analogy. I actually don't know where that comes from. No, it's not a joke. It's not a joke. We had this discussion several times last week. Live streams are amazing because, I mean, you guys are all from around the country, from around the world. So you never know who you might be. Just a second. Nobody's hurt. Okay, Robin. I can tell you right now, and I'm not trying to be a jerk. You need to get out of your positions and learn. Build a strategy. You have zero confidence. Like, you asking other people their thoughts, again, deep down, you have no actual confidence in what you're doing. You're seeking validation. You're seeking thoughts from other people. That's not a sustainable thing. So I appreciate you asking, but like at the end of the day, as much as it's kind of pains people to hear it, you got to think for yourself. That's why I always tell my students, there is no bigger compliment that a student can give me other than this. Clay, kick rocks. I don't care about your opinion. Brings a tear to my eye. Why? Because it shows that they can completely think for themselves. I have done my job. Hey, good morning, Robert. Interesting, John. Interesting. So anyways, back to the whole live streaming thing. Like, when you really stop and think about it, live streaming is cool, but also kind of weird, kind of funny, kind of creepy. Because I could go from literally talking to somebody that is, just a normal person to like a grandma. To then all of a sudden I could be talking to a 13-year-old dude that lives in their mom's basement. And then I could be back to talking to a young professional doing very well in life. Then I could be talking to literally somebody strung out on some sort of drugs. And then I could go and I could talk to maybe somebody like my dad's age. So, just whatever. And then I could go to talking to somebody that's maybe got, bipolar disorder, like some sort of you literally don't know who I'm talking with. So some of these people, like, I'm just starting to bite the bullet and say, your behavior does not make any sense in my mind. So you're either just a total troll or you have like a drug problem. Maybe you have some sort of mental health. Like, that is across the board. Like, everybody has, most people have access to the internet and to live streams. So, and that's what I always tell people. I'm trying to get better at identifying who is the dude that lives in their mom's basement? Who is the crackhead? Who is the person that has mental, health issues? Like, that's who that as a live streamer, that's what I'm trying to get better at identifying, so I don't spend so much time trying to have a rational discussion with one of those 3 categories, right? So like Leon, like that. So as much as I say that about Border Steve, I'm actually not I'm not trying to be funny. Like, that is my current theory with him. Yeah, in theory, maybe a celebrity's here. I mean, Eli Mark, maybe you're Brad Pitt. I don't know. My dad was a crackhead, and we had a raid on my house when I was a kid, and I'm 45. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, it's. Yeah, that's true. Day traders already have a little bit of mental things going on anyways. Hey, thanks, Cheryl. He's doing well. He's home, just very tired. But yeah, his gallbladder's gone. He feels better in that regard. Yeah, exactly. I could be talking to a millionaire or a total broke guy, although I think I know how to distinguish that. Because I don't think the millionaires are running around would be telling me how many millions they have. I think the true millionaires are like, you just don't know. You don't know who the true, like, because a true millionaire's probably got on like jeans, sandals, just a t-shirt. Will you sign my bear? I'll sign whatever you want me to sign. Clay, can this really be profitable in the short run? Clay, can this really be profitable in a short, long... I don't know what you're saying. A short, long run? Huh? Yeah, I can see that with the jeans. I'm not gonna push back too much on that. I'm a wannabe millionaire, which makes me think you might already be a millionaire because you're trying to make us think that you're not a millionaire. So I think you might actually be one. I am interested in a potential long down to the pink line here. If I keep trading like this, I shouldn't laugh like that. I'm not laughing. That was funny, but like I'm not laughing at you and your trading. So I'm sorry your trading's going that way, but like I guess at least you have a sense of humor about it. No, I don't really use a 30-minute. Not right this second, Robert. No, but maybe I don't. I'm thinking this thing might be getting ready to pull back here, so I wanna be ready for it. I don't want to miss it. We're in a larger volume node on junk levels. Daniel's pulling out the big terminology. Nodes. I feel like I'm back in physics class. This is getting intense. Daniel is clearly way smarter than... Sorry. Email that I was curious about. And I'm interested in... No. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Good thing I noticed. Typo up there. I'm not 54. No, not 54. 5. Okay, I'm going to throw my order out there to get long right there. Hey, good morning, Unkillable. These levels are a little new to me to be an HVN. What's an HVN? Hey, what up, my Monka S brother? I hope that one guy shows up while you're here, Cam. You will have a field day with him. He was so offended. It was crazy. High volume node. Gotcha. Because I'm a child, I just call these things mountaintops. I think that, or mountain peaks, whatever you want to call them. I think that's what a high volume node is. Like some, again, those that are like, let's sound smart, brothers. Let's call these nodes. To me, I'm like, I don't really care what I sound like. I just need to understand. I'm going to call these things mountains. So I think a high volume node is the same as like a mountain peak. Am I right? Is this a high volume node right there to which I would call a mountain peak? Yes, okay. So Daniel, I mean, like I said, we're just on two different educational, like, you are a very intelligent guy, I can tell. To use the word nodes, dang, brother, you're smarter than I am. But I'm here like, hey, let's look at the mountain range. The hills are alive. That's what I sing when I look at this, you know? What are the low volume ones then? These are the valleys, right? Mountains have valleys. So like that's a valley. There's a valley. There's a valley. Here's a big old valley here. Volume wells. But if I use big words, that's true. That is a proven fact. If you use big words, let me put it this way: the bigger the acronym, the better the trades work. Now, I am playing stupid here a little bit, Daniel. I do understand that, but it is a personal pet peeve where sometimes people want to just, I don't know. Yeah, agreed, Daniel. I hear you. Yeah, I did. When I heard of wells, I was just like, I don't know. When I think of a well, I think of almost like downwards movement. Like we have the ground and then the well is down here. So when I hear well, I think about something going down. Pretty sure I just drew the female reproductive system there. Anyways, we'll get that off here. Sorry. See, who knew you guys were going to get a reproductive lesson? That was supposed to be a well, though. It was supposed to be a well. Whoa, okay. All right. Possible news here. Let's check oil real quick. Is oil dropping? Oil, okay. Oh, somebody had a shot. Oil. All right, this is news. Some kind of news. It's probably not out yet, but in the next minute or two, there will be stuff on Twitter. So for you Twitter junkies out there, keep us posted on what you see. But right now, there is news, and whatever this news is, the market likes the news. The market thinks that the news is good relative to the overall markets. Now, I don't think it'll be huge news because this has only been about a 60-point move. However, there is some sort of news out there. Greetings from Somalia. Cool. I think you might be the first person from Somalia here. But welcome. Good to have you. So yeah, I'm going to say, well, it'll be news that's like, okay. It'll be shoulder shrugging news. We'll read it like, okay. Again, this is all being predicted from the chart because this holds... Oh, crap. I still got... All right, let me get this canceled. I forgot about that. There we go. Look at me. Look at me. I'm the captain now. No. Winning war news is going to be more than 60 points. No, there's no way it was the bill auction. That's a little too spicy for me. Maybe I could be wrong though, but I at least want to get my thoughts documented. So yes, I put myself out there. Maybe I'm totally wrong. Oil futures plunged as traders bet on it. Yeah, but that's not really that's not the type of news I was thinking. Okay, Lebanese official told U.S. that Hezbollah ready for full... Okay, Vlad. Okay, Vlad and JP, at what time did you see that on Twitter? We need to correspond this to see if my theory holds true. So it should have been sometime after 11:30 a.m. Eastern. So like 11:31, 11:32. Is that when those things posted? Look at that. 32. When did everything show up on the chart? At 11:30. I'm telling you, folks, the chart is the best news source. You heard me call this out. And what is the news? Okay, it's kind of a shoulder shrugger. I can see how that would send the price up. But is that groundbreaking news? No. So it makes sense in my mind why this was only 60 point. Don't get me wrong, 60 points. That was still a nice spike. There it is, 11:32. The chart beats the news every time. The only thing that the news wires are good for is to cure our curiosity. But we already knew that there was news, and we knew, so that's the first practical thing from a trading standpoint. We want to know when there's news. We also want to know what the market thinks about the news. As far as what the news actually is, who cares? Curiosity cares, which is fine, but do we actually need to know what the news? No, we need to know that there is news and what the market thinks about it. So yes, you saw me call it, and I'm not trying to brag. I'm just trying to illustrate the point. Like, that's the power of the chart. Again, yeah, 60 points is not a small amount, but like from a news standpoint, that I think that matched up pretty close to what this news actually turned out to be. Hey, Cranky Bits. This boy ignores non-paid comments. What? What are you talking about, comrade? Are you talking to me or are you talking to somebody else? That doesn't seem big enough news for the market not to fade it, though. Yeah, I mean, that's where you can start to develop. If that is your thought, like, okay, I don't think that's big enough news for this move to sustain it. Okay. I mean, I can see why, if that's your thought on the news. The only difference is that some news will move the market the whole day and some just makes a spike. Right. And the only way you're ever going to know and have the answer to that question is, voila, use the chart. Hey, Clay, you ever seen a case where TBT broke out? I have not seen that, Cranky Bits. I've not heard of that either. Do I look for trades? Yes, I do. That is actually one of my favorite times to trade, James. Is market open. I'm still very intrigued by this comrade guy. The communist. This boy ignores non-paid comments. I don't even know what you're talking about. Like, as far as I'm aware, none of you are paying to make these comments. But with a name like Comrade, and if he's a communist, it would make sense on why he would be offended that, like, oh wait, so I have to pay to be heard? You're just not gonna talk to me free of charge. You're not gonna just spend your time on me free of charge. So it would make sense that a communist would think that way. Now, to be fair, it's not that way. Oh, I'm nice. I'm just talking to a communist right now. When are you leaving? All right, I have my phone if you need anything. I said I have my phone if you need anything. I have my phone if you need anything. Yeah, this does seem to be running out of steam here a little bit. So I am possibly interested in a short. Not because I think the news doesn't have staying power. I'm just looking at the chart and the formation. So I could see myself potentially getting interested in a short here. And also looking over here on the 5-minute real quick. We are at this pivot point. So struggling right now around the pivot point. I hate all-time highs. I think all-time highs are overrated. So I don't care about all-time highs. I just trade normally. What was the news? Something about Hezbollah. Think Hezbollah being open to, what was it? Let's see. Lebanese official told U.S. that Hezbollah ready for full ceasefire with Israel. 6. I want to go long at retest at 500. Yeah, buying pullbacks right now, which this is, I'm not going to say you're wrong, but for me, we are so far away from that 21 EMA, it seems a little sketchy. Yeah, there you go. Cheryl reposted the news. But yeah, Talil Kagu, last time I checked this spreadsheet, I have 6 kids. So that's why my wife had to ask several times, wait, what did you say? Because she had other kids yelling at her at the same time. I swear, mom's ears are built different to a point. Like the amount of information a mom can take in from like 18 different sources and then comprehend is a thing of beauty. But there does also reach the point where it's just like too many voices all at once, which is what you guys just witnessed when she had to ask me several times. But yeah, she did tell me to be nice to the communist. I was being nice, though. We just had different definitions. I was being honest with the guy. I started doing this thing to pass evals where when the market opens, it wicks in either direction, and I try to catch either way for like a one. Okay, James, yeah. If you can get some accounts passed that way, great. Oh, he's back. And drunk. See, that's my point. That's something else. Like, I could literally be talking to a drunk person, and I don't know. Like, that's a very real thing. But I forgive you, comrade. Even though you are a communist, I forgive you. I can still be friends with a communist. There will be a lot I disagree with, but as long as you can be intellectually honest in our conversations, I'll be your friend. Hard to tell if well played, Manchester. Yeah, exactly, Wave Logic. Do you see what I mean? Live streaming, that's the skill I need to continue to work on. Recognizing these certain categories of people quicker than what I already do, or quicker than what I do right now. What do I think about NVIDIA? You got to be way more specific. Are you asking about NVIDIA from like a day trading 1 minute time frame? Or are you asking about NVIDIA from like a monthly, weekly chart investing standpoint? The fact that you didn't know to parse those two out makes me believe that you're pretty new, which is fine, and that you should probably just work more so on studying right now than anything else. But are you in a trade? Are you going to trade or not? I'm trying. Is that how much financial juice costs? Stop. Financial juice is $1,000 a year? Is that real? Yeah, it's a bullpen. It's taking shape. The problem is, like I said, for me, it's just so far above the 21 EMA. But man, this candle here is whispering my name. Hey, Johnny. I pay $160 a month for News Squawk. Why? Use the chart, folks. Use the chart. It's way cheaper. Hey, morning, January. What's your market open strategy? Not consistently green. This morning, I disclosed this way back at the start of the stream, but I did cook an account. Thankfully, it was just an eval account. So, well, to be fair to you, you said consistently. You didn't say always. I have, on the YouTube channel, there's a playlist of live trades. A lot of those are taking place at the open. So Pine Belt Trader, if you kind of want to see some of that, just check out my live trade video playlist on the YouTube channel. News ain't free. I mean, the chart is free. Well, most charts are free. And the chart is the best news source. So I would say news is free. That's my position. I feel nothing in my loins right now. I do use the chart, but when something crazy happens, it stops me from fading it. What stops you? The news source, like knowing that there is news, stop. I'm just trying to understand, Cranky Bets. Clay has numb loins. Yeah, my loins right now are a little off because self-admittedly, I was like, nope, I don't want to buy this pullback. But hey, anybody that bought this pullback here, getting a nice little bounce. The fact we are green at all right now with the Iran news is amazing to me. Yeah, I guess if again, this is potentially conspiracy. I guess I'm putting on some tinfoil underwear here, but like it is war though at the same time. So perhaps the market is like, yeah, that's what people are publicly saying, but maybe there's stuff going on behind the news which is actually bullish. Right? Big money is big money for a reason. I don't think big money controls the markets. We won't go down that conversation in the sense of depending on how you can. But I do believe big money has really deep pockets and has good sources. Like way better sources than us waiting for Twitter. AKA why the chart always beats Twitter. I mean, can you imagine a hedge fund with hundreds of millions of dollars and like a salary of, you know what, we're going to pay this person $400,000 a year for like really, really like even as placeholder term, but like a spy, right? I'm not saying they're a spy, but you know what I mean? Like $400,000 a year. I mean, that's a great chunk of money. But like if you're big money and you have hundreds of millions of dollars or billions, like that's nothing to you. That is nothing. That's like a penny in the couch cushion. So no, I do not think a hedge fund can like have the price go up, go back down, and go back up. Nothing is that powerful. That the amount of money required for that is just the math's not there. But like, do I think big money has super, super good sources? Yep, I do. I never place a trade because of news release. I guess for me, Cranky Bits, maybe this is like the cheapskate in me, the like, let's use coupons. But like, why do you have to pay for that? The chart is already telling you that there's news. So it seems as though the premise is, because I know there's news, it helps me stay out of a trade. But it's like, do you actually need to be told from a news source that there's news? Why don't you just look at the chart? Because the chart will tell you that there's news. You know what I mean? But like I said, if it's working for you, fine. I think you're probably seeing coupon Clay come out. Not Clay Trader, Clay Coupon. I love me a coupon. 3460 is your support. I mean, it's one of them. The chart is, yes. The bots will always win. Yeah, but my point is this. How do the bots know that there's news? Because big money has the bots and big money has these sources. Yeah, I've spoke on the SpaceX IPO about 4,000 times now. Apparently, it is very good. It is going to be very big because I cannot. I mean, it's crazy how many people keep talking about it, which tells me I think there's going to be a big dump. I don't know about like on the opening day, but I think big money is drooling. Like, oh man, there is so much hype. Buy the rumor, sell the news type thing. I do still have an M1 Finance account. Yep. Is it my main source? No. What do I think about AIM stock? Why do I think that that's like a AIM? Oh boy. Yeah, I'm not a fan. It's a penny stock. There are way better ways to go about growing capital than penny stocks. I would assume you're looking at that because you have a smaller amount of money. You want to get over the pattern day trading rule so you can become a day trader. And if that is indeed the case for you, I would just say, hey, futures, the pattern day trading rule doesn't exist at all. But Clay, they're going to change it. There is no pattern day trading rule at all anyways with futures. Not to mention futures move a million times better than penny stocks. And when you do futures through a prop firm, your risk is very well insulated. So my thought is AIM, don't even bother with it. There are better ways to grow your capital than AIM. Have been 50% lower 6 months after the IPO. Yeah, well, I'm not even saying 6 months. I think the dump will happen within the first week. Now, does it recover? I'm open to the fact that it recovers. But my point is, does the dump like cook people before it recovers? Kind of like my account or like my prop account this morning. Where was that? Right here. I don't remember the details now, but overall, it did go back up. But the problem that got me was this down movement here took me out before going up. So I can see that with SpaceX too. I'm not saying it's going to dump in the sense of like never come back up again, go bankrupt. I'm just saying I think all the hype, it is going to cook so many people before it may recover back upwards. No, options is not a good way because of there's something called theta, and theta is no good. Theta makes your life very, very difficult. So no, option or day trading futures through a prop firm, by far the best way to grow small account. So overall, I don't know, but like the most, I could be wrong. I could be wrong, but this all is reminding me to the LinkedIn IPO. I don't know why. Maybe it's some sort of like confirmation bias, but the LinkedIn IPO was absolutely nuts, and that's just what this seems like. Everybody, even what was the Twitter? What did Twitter do after its IPO? That thing, if I remember right, was super hyped. What are some of the other ones that you guys remember? Like IPOs that like, good grief, shut up and just IPO so people stop talking about it. Like what up? I remember LinkedIn that way. Twitter was definitely that way. SpaceX is definitely that way. Holy crap. No, not Reddit. Reddit was not, people talk, Baba, yeah, kind of. No, I mean, yeah, you guys are, I'm not saying you guys are, but like, some of these were obnoxiously like Snapchat was kind of, I would say that. All right, maybe a long here. Okay, not maybe. I will try a long if it wants to come back up here. Let's look for the bounce off of the 21 EMA, and then on the 5-minute, we have the 200 SMA. So I'll bring that over real quick. So right here, trying to play the bounce off of there. So we have a couple of interesting levels here that does not guarantee a win, but makes me think that there could be an edge here for the bulls. Put a couple of targets out there. But yeah, let's see if this wants to bounce. Does she want to bounce? I mean, I really couldn't ask for a better setup than this. Even if it doesn't mean it's going to work out, but I mean, good grief. You have the 200 period on the 5-minute. We have the 21 EMA on the 2-minute. I'm not sure what else could really be asked for. Once again, does not mean that this will work out. There are no guarantees, but I think I have an edge. Think being the key word. It's going to work out. Okay, Daniel, let's not go into dent mode, okay? When you speak like that, that's a quick way into the VIP room. I want a culture of intellectually honest and humble people around here. Come on, push. 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 Daniel, last warning, brother. Some people call me a little cranky. Maybe so. But like I said, I want a community of intellectually honest and humble people. And we don't really want to be treated like we're idiots, which is what you're doing. Anybody that speaks as if those are a guarantee, that tells me that they think that like we think that there are guarantees out there, which is an insult to our intelligence. So please don't insult mine and fellow members of the chat's intelligence, because we are all well aware that there are no guarantees. Hey, Bluefish. Keep coming up, brother. Hit that next target. So this will be a green trade, not just trying to figure out how much of a green trade, because I don't know how high it will go. So right now my risk is I basically make 4 points. So my risk right now is I make 4 points. Reward unknown because I don't know how high it'll go. I just meant it for positive thinking is all. Okay, fair enough. But I like realistic thinking. But thank you, Daniel. You're coming from a place of like you're just trying to be nice and help out. So I can applaud that, but your kindness can be misunderstood, as I clearly misunderstood. That's the problem with kindness. Sometimes it's misunderstood. I will be happy if this one can get hit. I'll consider this a good quality trade if this target can get hit. So we're not quite... Again, I'll still be happy with it regardless, but like, will it feel like a successful trade? Not really. But if this target can get hit, anything above this point, for me, it's just gravy. Yeah, John. Yeah, exactly. That's why the chart is so powerful, because the chart is showing the price action, and you can't hide from the price action, right? Well, I mean, I don't know if you know, Cheryl, you at the end of the day, you got to trade with what works best for you. Come on, push up, brother. This is West Virginia up here. So this is the Country Roads Concepts trade. So we'll see if it wants to go to West Virginia. But looking like we're in a traffic jam right now, and it's going to be game over. All right, so again, a winning trade. It doesn't really feel like one. Disappointed. Things were looking so good at that one point, but now... And if you're still in, I'm not saying you, like I said, for me and what I was doing, disappointed. I'm sure there's still some of you out there that have your stop below the lows, and I can see that. But have 6 left from 542 short. Good job. All right, I might try another long down here. What I want, step one is I want to see it drop slightly below the 21 EMA here, and if it starts to come back up, I will try another long. But like I said, for me, I want to first see it come down below the 21 EMA. Maybe hindsight will show this to be a stupid requirement. There we go. There we go. Come down below a little bit more. Come on, push down below it. Again, hindsight may prove this to be very stupid. Like, Clay, it hit it. Why don't you just get... It's like, okay, well, again, that would be in hindsight. But right now, we don't know. We don't know. I still think my requirement makes sense. But hindsight will be the judge. Hey, Jay. Hey, I appreciate the 3 numbers, Jay, as always. Push down just a little bit. I'm looking for like a little bit of a fake break. Fake break. There we go. All right. Okay, here we go. Now let's see what happens here. Now, to be fair, maybe this is a genuine breakdown. Okay, here we go. I think maybe. If the green line turns blue, I'm in. There we go. Was this just a fake breakdown? Let's see. Good. Does it want to make the move up? Maybe not. That's why I'm waiting for confirmation. Okay, maybe I am... Oh, beautiful candle. I'm still here. I'm here if it wants to go up. Beautiful candle right at the 21 EMA. Still just waiting. Doxol. I don't know if the mic picked him up. He replied though. Did the mic? Could you hear Jet in the background, or no? Is the mic not that powerful? Barely. Thank you, Duck Soul. Good job, Kit. Now Kit's doing it. First it was Jet, now it's Kit. Does anybody know what Duck Soul is? I think it's like Chinese or something. It's in Age of Empires 4. That's right. That's where I get that for. I don't know what I'm saying though. The villagers say it though. If I was filled, this line would be blue, and you would see one of these numbers moving down here. Dang. Like, this entry point so far, it's... I think I got to cancel it out now, though. Because it... I'll go back to it. Come on. Come on. Please. All right, I'm in. Let's go now, brother. Now let's get some upward. Come on. I'll take that Duck Soul scalp. That's what we call the Duck Soul scalp. What would be the best way to start if they're ready as 2000? Leo, what country are you in? Oh, doggone it. Scalpy scalp was not the right move on that one. Hindsight tells me. Whoops. Well, it's official. Nobody's ever going to do a Duck Soul scalp because now after this one, it's... Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm glad I was smart enough to get long, but I'm sad. Okay, so you're in America. So, Leo... The best way from a day trading standpoint would be to day trade futures through a prop firm, which you can easily do with $2,000. The prop firm that I use is Take Profit Trader. So you could get yourself $25,000 in buying power for $105. So $105 allows you to buy up to 3 NQ contracts, for example, or 30 MNQ. So this is what I'm doing, day trading futures through a prop firm. So per year, what would be the best way to start? In this day and age, which I would call the golden age of day trading, starting with futures through a prop firm because of the risk management aspect of things, which you're going to need clearly as a beginner. That's what I would do. And if you want to support the stream, you can go to the link at the top of the screen right now and use code CLAY, all caps, and that will give you the 30% off and then no activation fee. So that's what I would do. Assuming you want to be a day trader. That's what the math suggests to do. And there are many here that were open-minded enough to try. So anybody, thank you, Slowmaro. Like if anybody else wants to chime in and be like, yeah, he's speaking the truth. Like, especially again, under the context of a beginner, like you will do dumb things as a beginner. I would rather have a dumb thing cost you a couple $100 at very most compared to potentially your entire account. Because no matter what you're trading with 2,000, one bad trade and your journey could be over. All 2,000 could be over. Not so with prop firms. Yeah, you'll cook an account, but cooking an account means at most you're out a couple $100. Yeah, and that's the other thing, Brian, is you really never stop doing dumb things. It's just a matter of hopefully the dumb things happen less and there's further time between each. I guess that's happening less. So I'm going to keep an eye on that trend line right there. Yep, I lost over 20,000 trading stocks last year. That's why I switched. And you still have more learning to do, Alfonso, because if I remember right, you're still not quite doing the prop firm thing. So your learning journey is still not quite over yet, Alfonso. Wait a second. Wait, no, you trade prop firms, right, Alfonso? I think I have you mixed up with somebody else. Amarius. Let's go, Amarius. I'm assuming you're long, Amarius? Okay. Then yeah, I have you confused with somebody else. You don't even have to be dumb. One NQ can control. Yeah, no. Yep. That is true. That is true. Weekend was good. It was Faye's birthday yesterday. She just turned 9. So we celebrated kind of all weekend long. So yeah, it was good. It was a birthday weekend. Beautiful weather. No complaints there. She picked on Friday for movie night. We let her pick the movie. She picked Mighty Ducks, the first one. So yeah, good time. Only way to go. I have done it all. Penny stocks, day trade stocks, and options, prop firm futures, build wealth faster and protects. Thank you, Sheila. There we go, Sheila. Exactly. And I've been around a long time too. I've done it all. Well, I never got into like the meme coins, but meme coins have pretty much replaced penny stocks. But yeah, penny stocks, small caps, options. Hey, Chris. Quack, quack, quack. Yeah, exactly, Cranky Bits. Happy birthday. Well, thank you. That's what happened to me on live account. Burn 2,000 in split second through margin call. Yeah, exactly. And that happens. And, I'd be lying if I said, and the odds are that's going to happen to you it's not that bad, but it is by no means some sort of like needle in a haystack moment. Like, because futures move so quickly, and with the way margin, like it can happen. Again, I'm not going to say it. You're at threat of it every single trade, but like if it were to happen to you, I'd be like, oh man, dang, that's like a needle. No, I'd be like, yeah, that can happen. Mighty Ducks and Little Giants are the little rascals doing sports. Yeah, I think that's a fair comparison. I have traded before and that was green and my software glitch and it took me like... Yeah, Daniel, yeah. And then of course we have the new threat, which is Trump and the Trump tweet, where at any moment you could do nothing wrong at all. Your platform could operate just fine and Trump tweets something, and if you're on the wrong side of what the market thinks about that tweet and you're in your own funds, see you later, game over. Which is why I've said and will continue to say I think Trump is one of the best salesmen to get in a prop firm than anything. I mean, the thought right now of really trading anything, even if I was still day trading options or stocks, but definitely with futures, because futures can move so quick. Like the thought of being in there with your own funds where just one thing, thousands of dollars gone just like that. It's crazy. Ducks don't have Ducks are, yeah, they don't have, neither do hockey players. Which was always kind of weird because Charlie's mom, like at that age, I can't imagine wanting my mom to sit next to me in the locker room. So like the fact that she was sitting next to like that was one that always stuck out to me. Like, I don't know, Charlie. Like, dude, maybe tell your mom, hey, mom, can you wait out? Not to mention, is that even legal at this point? I don't know. But yes, that scene. Well, even if I concede that you had $75,000 to trade equities, I still don't think that solves anything because stocks move like paint compared to futures. But doesn't that go for any president? Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. That does go for any president. My point is, like if we compare Trump and Biden, I'm not going to tell you whose, but one of those guys' Twitter accounts was way more active than the other. So you're right. That is, to be fair, that is a threat with any president, the whole tweet thing. But with certain presidents, the threat seems way more bigger because they like Twitter a little bit more than other ones. Today is first 15-minute. I was planning a short from instead of 5-minute. All right. Well, I'm glad it worked out for you, Vicosti. Glad it worked out for you. But risk management, I get 4-1. Right. I mean, Chris, but again, like making an argument for stocks because of leverage does not make any sense. Like I can mathematically blow you out of the water because all I would have to do is to jump into the world of copy trading and how for like $1,000 you can just create insane amounts of leverage. So like leverage is definitely not an area where anybody wants to tread against prop firm trading with futures. Like leverage would not be the department. Yeah, bigly. The moment I entered, it was in zero drawdown. Yeah, I like the zero drawdown trades. Those are always the fun ones. I wish they could all go like that. So as of right now, I'm a kind of shooting the breeze because I don't know. It's just back to 50-50. We are right here at the 200 SMA. So I can see it wanting to bounce here. I can also see it wanting to pull back more. I can see those equally as well, hence the 50-50. So sure, a 50-50 setup, there's technically no disadvantage. But there's also no advantage. There's no edge because it's 50-50. And I'm just not here. I'm obviously not here to take trades where I think there's a disadvantage to me, obviously. But still, I'm not here to take trades where I don't think there's any advantage. I don't want to take coin flip trades, and that's what this seems like to me right now. Now, maybe for you, you're like, Clay, no, this is not a coin flip. I think it's going to go down for XYZ reason. Well, congrats, you were right. But for me, that felt like the 50-50. Yeah, see, Amarius, you're arguing it. You're kind of proving my point, though. Can you blow up thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars worth of prop accounts? Can you? So let me put it this way. Somebody starting out with $10,000. Can that person still lose $10,000 using prop firms? Could they buy and blow up $10,000 worth of accounts? Of course they could. My point is this. Which one of those people get more opportunity to learn to figure it out? The person that loses the $10,000 potentially in 5 trades, or the person that has 500 trades to figure it out? Again, does not mean, just because you have more opportunity does not mean you will eventually figure it out. It just means you have more opportunity. So statistically, if I'm wanting to figure out how to hit a golf ball straight, I'm going to bet on the guy that has 500 golf balls to hit versus the guy that has 5 to hit. Again, it does not mean that the guy with 500 golf balls will ever figure out how to hit a golf ball straight, but he is going to have more opportunity. And that is another angle to prop firms. You will have more opportunity. Because in an account where you're losing, if you have your own funds, a $2,000 loss is a $2,000 loss of your funds. A $2,000 loss with a prop firm, for example, actually out of your funds is a little over $100. Yeah, that's another way. If you're pitching it as a runway, prop firms give yourself the longest runway to learn. Absolutely. So yeah, you're to say that, well, you can still blow up thousands and thousands. Agreed. But it's about the runway. It's about the number of golf balls. How you can best visualize that. Prop firms are going to give you more opportunity to learn, which is why I always say, if you blow up an account, yeah, take it seriously, but don't beat yourself up too hard. As long as you're learning, okay, that was a lesson you learned. Learn from it, build from it. I'm not sure exactly what you're saying there, Neil. You should look into, you should try Take Profit Trader, Neil Hall. Because if I remember, what country are you in? The voice are there with the prop firms, but I realize I can... Well, the voices are going to be there no matter what. As long as you have skin in the game, the voices will be there. Oh, you are? Well, give Take Profit. I never even heard of who you're using. Yeah, you give Take Profit Trader a try. Yeah, exactly, Philly, which is why around here we're always trying to pound the racehorse model. Yeah, I think they're at least worth a try. And if you want to support the stream, code Clay. To Swahili? Yeah, I'm not sure on that. Yeah, yeah. Oh, there is, of course, a downside, Grant. Like, you still want to be able to hear the voices. So, like, some people, like, if the voices totally go away, then you're kind of in total degen mode. I mean, they won't be cranky bits. That's why some people prefer to stay on just the pro accounts. So, no, Phil's will not be the same. I'm interested in a long down around here, so it needs to pull back a little bit more. Yeah, no, I'm just so you know, the fills will not be the same because it is the live market. And it backlashed? What do you mean? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we're on the same page, Grant. So good. Glad they're helping you out. You're supposed to soothe me and make me feel better. Well, I think just telling people what to expect is the best soothing. How to trade more than one account? Tradeovate, who you can use through Take Profit Trader, they have a built-in trade copier. No, not really. Just to kind of, as much as I would love, like, don't get me wrong. If I had it staring me down the barrel, I'd probably take it. But at the same time, one thing, like, I don't really want to make 10,000 in a day, let alone come close to that in a day. Because that's one of those things where I think can trigger it. But again, this is all speculation, Philly. I thought I could scalp better than Clay because of one profit day. Oh, Dunning-Kruger effect? Yeah. It's a real thing. Yeah, no, see, I disagree with that, Leon, because you're shopping based on price, not rules. And when Apex has way more rules, yeah, maybe they're cheaper, but like it goes back to what we're gonna do here. We're gonna open up our prop firm through the chat called the Baboon Den. And with the Baboon Den, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna offer $500,000 purchasing power accounts at 99% off for $10. However, we're going to have like 4,000 rules. So nobody's ever going to get the payout because we're going to have so many rules. But for the people that operate under the let's shop based on price and not rules model, such what you're advocating for, Leon, yeah, we're going to eat their lunch. So yeah, I think that when it comes to the prop firm space, shop based on rules, not on price. Or else you're going to stumble into the Baboon Den here soon. I used to watch your videos when you were bald. Well, I've never been bald. Am I balding? Yes. Like I've always had this hair. The top is what's leaving me behind. So it depends on your definition of bald. I am balding, but I've never been bald in the sense of like no hair at all. But yes, the beard is, I don't know what, 5-6 months old now? Okay, I got to try to get it long here. I'm going to try long. I'm long. I'm going to take that scoop. Thank you, Leo. What do you think of Apex rules? I think that if you're I think for The reason why I say if you're a beginner of the prop firm space, take Profit Trader is because of their clean set of very easily understood rules. I don't have anything against Apex, but there's a reason why a lot of people call Apex a scam over the years, and it's because beginners show up, they start with them, they get all these payouts denied or whatever, but to be fair, like they are breaking rules because there are a lot of rules to be potentially broken. Again, Leon, I'm not going to argue. All I'm saying is I disagree with your premise of shop based on price, not on rules. I say shop because or else you're going to have, like I said, the baboon den. Oh man, I got this account 99% off. 500,000 purchasing power for $10. Any chance of ever passing the test to get a payout? Nope. Why? Because the baboon den is going to have a rule book thicker than the phone book. But again, once you turn yourself from a beginner to what I would call an experienced prop firm trader, then yeah, Apex might be perfect for you if you're looking to expand your empire, right? Because with Take Profit Trader, you'll max out at 5 accounts. So if you want to build an empire and start trading like 40 accounts at once, then yeah, if you want to branch off to Apex, fine. You'll have a way better understanding of rules at that point. Why? Well, because by that point, you will clearly be an experienced prop firm trader. Do I have a number 2? Not necessarily. I do. It does seem like what I've seen out there, Take Profit Trader, Lucid, and Tradeify are kind of, I would say, owning the space right now. So if I had a number 2, I don't know, Lucid, Tradeify. But yeah, I have never used either of those. But per the premise of your question, if you're a beginner to the prop firm space, do not get yourself overwhelmed with a million different prop firms. Just take Profit Trader. Well, that was stupid for me to scalp out there, huh? Get that name out of here, Neil. Pure garbage. You should know better, Neil, than to mention that turd pile. Is short still valid on NQ? Well, I don't know. What does your strategy say? Does your strategy say that short is still valid on NQ? I'm not going to be arrogant to the point where I assume that I know your strategy better than you do. So I'm just going to throw the ball back to you. What does your strategy say? Does TBT still offer free level 2? Well, no. Yes. Yeah. Within an account, sure. Is that free? Well, no, because technically you're paying for it within the cost of your account. But yes, in the sense you're asking, yes, they offer free. When you buy an account, you will have free live data. Mine says it can fake out. Gotcha. I am probably more bullish biased right now than I am bearish biased. But I am also slimier than a politician, as all day traders should be, so I could flip-flop that in a moment. Like, you could be hearing me talk, I'm bullish, and then if you're going to come back 37 seconds later, I might be like, man, this thing is garbage, I'm bearish. Again, for anybody that's maybe new in the chat, and you've been convinced, wow, I see the power of futures and trading futures through a prop firm. Just go Take Profit Trader. You are a beginner to the space. Everybody chime in with this other stuff. They are not beginners. They are experienced prop firm traders. Don't overwhelm yourself with paralysis of analysis because now all of a sudden you have to try to consider 18 different prop firms. Just take Profit Trader. And then once you build out Take Profit Trader to your 5 accounts, you will definitely be experienced prop firm trader at that point. And at that moment, yeah, branch out if you want. If you want to be one of the people that has 40 accounts that you want to copy trade, there you go. Ooh, I don't know, Sheila. I do not know. Does anybody know that? Interesting question. I don't think so, but I could be wrong. But I want to say no. However, at the same time, I'm admitting that is a guess on my part. I think it's a pretty good guess, but it is still a guess nonetheless, so I'm not sure. Very good question. All right, maybe kind of short here. I thought you said you were bullish. Well, like I said, I'm a sleazy politician. I'm looking to get short right here. So if the price comes down to that red line and that red line turns blue, that means I am short. I told you I'm a sleazeball, like all traders should be. You better be sleazier than a politician. Gotta always be ready to flip-flop. Now, if this thing is just going to continue to grind up, then it is what it is. Let me get this extended out. Well, at this point, looking like a never mind. This thing is continuing to grind. All right, well. I'm doing it. Short. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Also, if you look at the 5-minute right here, you can see that we are bumping our heads on the 200 SMA here. So looking for that to maybe help drag the price down through. Or not. I'm wondering if I want to add right there, but am I getting too spicy for my britches if I add right there? I might be. Yeah, I better not. I don't want to outspice myself. Come on. Ooh, I do not like how it snapped back up that quick. Yeah. I don't know now. We're stuck at the, or I think we might be stuck at the 21 EMA. There is a moment, if you're to scroll back and watch, where it started to drop and then like in an instant, it snapped back up. And it was at that moment where I'm like, uh-oh, I think this might be a coin flip. You scalping today? Well, I guess, yeah, I've been doing some scalps, Joey. Okay, Leon, I think we've been here before. Your inability to just drop a point never ceases to amaze me. Leon, you've said your part. I've said my part. They are not the same. They are definitely not the same. Well, took an almost 600 hit on a... Good job, Ty. That was an impressive exit to quickly... I think that was a winning trade. I think I made money on that, noob. It's that, yeah, some people just... Yeah. Once more, you may think that Take Profit Trader is not the best for a beginner prop firm trader. That's fine. But given that this is my live stream and that I'm trying to bring people into what I would call the smartest way to day trade... I don't want to overwhelm anybody with the stage of, okay, I'm convinced that day trading futures in a prop firm makes the most mathematical sense. But now I'm not going to do it because I got 18,000 people giving me all these opinions on prop firms. In order to make sure that that doesn't happen, just take Profit Trader. And if you are experienced, then fine. I don't care about that because by definition, you're experienced, so you're not going to get overwhelmed because you actually understand all these dynamics. But for the beginner, which is who this live stream is for, the live stream has always been and will always, well, I don't know about will always be, but as of now, is not for me to try to prove that I'm some sort of great trader. I don't care what you think about me as a trader. I do care what you think about and how you're day trading, though. Because as I've said, we are in the golden age of day trading right now. because the math shows that day trading futures through a prop firm mathematically makes the most sense. Well, to prevent potential losses since it was going against you. Gotcha. Okay, yeah. Because like I said, for me, there is a moment there, and you could go back and watch, but it was looking good, and I even kind of like, whoa, I don't like that, because it was coming down, and then it just snapped up real quick, and I thought, well, that doesn't look like the Bulls are ready to give up there. And as of now, proven to be the right decision. But to be fair, I've made plenty of wrong decisions on here. Apple? What are you doing watching Apple, brother? All right, we are at the trend line. I'm not buying this breakout, though. It may blast up through here, but I'm not going to do it. My loins are telling me don't do it, brother. Don't do it. So I'm going to listen to my loins. Listen to your loins when they're calling for you. Listen to your loins when you don't know what to do. Sometimes they'll save you money, other times they'll make you look stupid. Listen to your loins and go with your heart. Yeah, so right now, the loins, I don't know, maybe I was listening to the bad Taco Bell I had yesterday. I'm not sure. Worst cover ever. Hey, Toad, I'm going to need you to not be a liar. We can't have liars on the stream. You know full well that was actually the best cover you've ever heard. Listen to your loins is a classic around here. So, Toad, if you can't be honest, I got to ban you, because that's just a bold-faced lie. Unless you're willing to convert worst to best, then that would make you actually a very factual person. I sing it to my wife all the time, and it never works. Well, you don't have you have to have my voice, though. That's your problem. You've got to be the songbird of your generation. I mean, it is bannable. Like, we can't have liars here. Like, if someone were to tell me that I don't look like a Greek god, I have to ban that person, because that's just a bold-faced lie. No, I play your voice. Well, I mean, so no wonder why it doesn't work for you, because now her mind is on me. And she's also probably upset at you that she has to continually buy you more whitey tighties because you keep sending me your whitey tighties in the mail because you hear me sing. So I think that's probably the ultimate problem. Your wife is getting upset at you for draining the underwear whitey tighty budget because she's got to buy so many for you. Yeah. And per my wife's request, if you could stop mailing me your whitey tighties on a weekly basis, I would appreciate, or my wife would appreciate. I would too, but like. All right. Looking kind of strong right now. I just sent some in the mail. Okay. I know. Yeah, I just got your email of the tracking number. So thanks. Yeah, it did blast. So, I mean, we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're on our 8th green candle in a row. I thought this might need to take a little bit of a rest, given all the green candles, but no, it don't care. We're here for more green candles. Yeah, the Stell Twinkies, I need a couple more days to push them past expiration. So, but they'll be in the mail soon. So all you mods, don't worry about it. Oh boy, Captain. Captain Crunch stumbled into what could potentially be a bizarre conversation. I really need to remember that. Like, when I go off on those, like, jokes, man, for the person that just stumbles in, they're probably like, what is going on? Neil, I don't want you to starve. Yeah. I'm open to the idea of a short up around here, but at the same time, it's like, man, if this thing is just going to be all green candles for the next 20 minutes, maybe I should chill out. I had to put headphones on because my kids were listening. Okay, I do try to keep it kid-friendly. Some of these jokes are probably not totally. Oil is back up. I don't get it. Is it? Almost, yeah. Do we have a break and a successful back test of the orb? I don't know. I am looking at potentially a long down here. Just kind of the classic breakout, back test and go. So it broke. Will it do something like this? Now the sound effect was me, so don't think your don't be, hey Clay, how come my platform is not making the sound? It's like, no, that's not, your platform's not supposed to do that. How long have they been there? No problemo. They should disappear relatively quick after some refreshes. Whoa, stepped away for 3 minutes. I don't know. I use Tradovate, but even for trade, that seems like, or even for Ninja Trader, that seems like a way more amount of time. They're not doing any, they're not screwing you up. You just, from a visual standpoint, is that what you're asking about? Like, hey, I'd like to just get these things out of here, do a little house cleaning. Fresh Twinkies upset my tummy. Yeah, I know, Kyle. I've seen them. I've seen them, brother. You need to stop mailing me those things too. Yeah, I'm not sure. Has anybody else ever had that uses Ninja Trader? Agreed, Skinzo. Hit that like button. If you are here and enjoying in any way, shape, or form, hitting the like button, it does help. It does make a difference. So if you could do that, I agree with Skinzo. All right, have a good one, Toad. Yes, and can't figure it out. Oh, okay. Well, it sounds like it might be a thing that just comes with the territory. That would be annoying, though. Well, there's our, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So now 9 candles in a row green. On the 5 minute, we are approaching an interesting level, though. We are getting up near that dotted brown line, which is a pivot point, which not perfectly, but within this general area has provided resistance before. So I'm going to be a little bearish-minded up here. I knew. What candles do you use? I promise I'm answering this question by asking you this. What time frame do you use? Ooh, all right. Keeping the West wild. You guys might want to read that one. Seems like he may be onto something. Whoa. Okay, we're getting a bit of a pullback here. Oh, I like it right here. Look at that. Back test, and now we have the 21 EMA right there. I'm going to throw it in order right there. I use a 5 minute. So you only use one time frame? Well, first off, I'd encourage you to use multiple time frames. But why do you use the 5 minute? So I knew, would this be a fair reply? Well, Clay, I use the 5 minute because it best helps me implement my strategy. Would that be a fair response on your part? Like I said, I don't want to misrepresent your position or put words in your mouth. But if I were to say, hey, I knew, why do you use the 5 minute? Is it fair if you say, well, Clay, I use the 5 minute because it best helps me implement my strategy? Is that fair? JP with Ninja Trader? Okay, I knew. There you go. At the end of the day, I do think that people should use the 5 minute as part, not solo. I think people should do multiple time frames, but I think part of the multiple should, from a day trading standpoint, should be 5 minute because I think like everyone's a strong word. It seems as though the vast majority of people use the 5 minute. So on the 5 minute, you can definitely get some of those self-fulfilling prophecies because like if everybody is looking at the same thing and wondering the same thing and thinking the same thing, you know, again, a lot of rejections happen because they're self-fulfilling prophecies. Cool. Which is why if there's anybody that ever is like, you're an idiot, you believe in charts, you believe in technical analysis, those things don't work. They're just self-fulfilling prophecies. Like, you literally just won the argument. Because all you have to do is say, okay, I concede they're only self-fulfilling prophecies, but you just admitted, again, the other person just admitted that self-fulfilling prophecies exist. Fine. So if self-fulfilling prophecies exist, what is the tool that helps you see these self-fulfilling prophecies that the person you're arguing with just admitted happened? Well, the chart. Like, people, I don't even know if that, but that I still remember, like, that seems to be thinking, charts are stupid. They're just self-fulfilling prophecies. Okay, just concede it. You win. Still waiting for a long down at this green line, so that's trying to be patient, trying to let it pull back. Yeah, it's amazing how many times news things like still respect technicals. It's kind of bizarre. I use the 5:15 1 hour during. Where do the sellers go? I don't get it. Well, I mean, nothing can go really straight down like the entire day. But the market does just seemingly want to go up every day. Now, that's not obviously the case, but I started believing TA works only when I realized it. Yeah, that's kind of like, in some senses, if you just swallow that pill, then it's like, okay. Maybe sellers are out for lunch right now. If this position gets activated, where would you put your stop? I don't know yet. And I just say that because I am open to the idea of adding. So, I have general ideas, David, but like with the sort of strategy that I'm thinking of doing, I don't have a hard stop in my mind right now. Now, some strategies, you guys have been here where you see, like I have literally my entry and stop in at the same time. This is not one of those strategies right now. You are welcome. We have been printing dojis on the daily. Well, that what determines is the type of strategy that I'm using. Is it really going to roll over right in the middle? What are we in the middle of? For me, what I'm looking at here, I don't see it in the middle of anything, but your two lines. Oh, well, which line? My entry point line or this line? Yeah, exactly, Captain. But I mean, and I realize you already know this too, Captain, but like nothing guarantees any outcomes, including fundamental analysis, right? Heck, not even inside information. Now, it depends on what the inside information is, but some inside information doesn't even guarantee an outcome, because the problem with inside information is you still don't know how is the market going to react to the inside information. Because there's plenty of times where I thought there's something is good news and the market is like dumping. Other times where I thought their news was like really terrible and the market goes up. Now, yes, if you have inside information that the war is about to, I don't even know with that. Like, how, I don't even know if that's guaranteed. Because I still think that there's a possibility that if there's announcement that the war is truly over, I could see the market dumping because of a buy the rumor, sell the news. I think the market keeps factoring in that we're getting closer and closer to the war being over. AK, that's the rumor. So when like the news happens, war over. So even that, like even if I concede you have inside information on like when the market's going to be over, like I don't even know if that guarantees an outcome because I could see the market kind of going either way. Paul, no, I will not do that for you, Paul, because you have asked me that about 8 million times and you've been on the live stream since I started this thing. How could you, in fact, Paul, my thesis is this. You're just trying to rage bait me right now. That's what I think. What are your thoughts on the 9 EMA versus the 21? I mean, I use the 9, or I'm sorry, I use the 21, but I know a lot of people use the 9. If the 9 works for you, more power to you. I don't know. Like inside information, which now puts you at threat of going to jail, and that threat of going to jail still doesn't even necessarily guarantee an outcome. I mean, Paul, where am I wrong? Like, do you see why like, I'm not even kidding. Like, I'm hoping, I'm pretty sure you're just rage baiting, right? Like, can you understand? Like, put yourself in my shoes. Can you understand how I might think somebody like you is rage baiting? Like, my friend, I recognize your name. You have been here since almost, I started the live stream 15 months ago. I'm pretty sure you've asked me that before. So, like, do you see how, for me, do you understand why I would just kind of laugh about it and think you're rage baiting? Hello, Fear Factory. Are you trying to, Henry, no. I am an all take profit trader. That's who I've only ever used. Okay, here we, actually, I'm going to move this down now, right there. Because now we have the back test of the breakout point and the 50 SMA right there. Okay, here we go. If that green line turns blue, I'm in long. Appreciate you very much. You showed me TPT and I love them. Well, great, Param. Thank you. I'm glad I could. See, that's one of the benefits here. Those thank yous actually feel good. Now, is that the only reason why I'm doing all this so I can get thank yous and feel good? No, that would be a lie. That is not the only reason, but it is one of the reasons. Could you place a trade on this future with a small CPT account? Yep. You just can't do as many contracts. Okay, again, I'm looking for a long at the green line. So if that green line turns blue, I am filled. Okay. I think I know who this guy is. Let's see. Let's see if he wants to be honest or not. Nope. I'll back off that. I'll back off that. Never mind, Fear Factory. I thought you might have been somebody else. You may, pretty sure you're not. If you are, you just got a lot of different accounts. But you're welcome, Fear Factory. It's Andrew the Trader. Oh, okay. No, that's not who I thought you were. I thought you might have been Johnny. Why don't you use other props? Because I don't copy trade, and therefore, and I'm really happy with Take Profit Trader. Yes, if I ever go into empire building mode where I want to be copy trading like more than 5 accounts, then yeah, I will have to start to branch out. But I'm not at that moment, so therefore I don't have any need. Markets during World War II bottom 3 years plus before the war ended. Dang, that's an interesting statistic, Eric. In one day or just over the course. So like if you lose, let's say $500 today, Jamie, tomorrow you'll have $1,500 left to lose. So then if you lose another $500, the next day you'll have $1,000 left to lose. You're a Greek. What do you mean? Don't ask that in a question form. Of course I'm a Greek god. You're welcome, Jamie. You're welcome, Grace. I got to be careful. I don't want to forget that I have this order out here. Come on. To be honest, 20 accounts. Yeah, no, again, I'm not saying anybody's wrong. If you want to go out there and build an empire and trade 40 accounts, I'm just not sure I'm mentally built to handle that sort of thing. I realize it sounds kind of like an oxymoron, but I'm actually a pretty risk-averse person. But I am. So, once more, by no means, if you're out there and if that's your goal, maybe you already are copy trading 40 accounts. Cool. Heck, I'm a little jelly. I'm a little jelly towards you. I'm jealous that your mind can handle that sort of thing. I'm jelly. This guy's so old. Why is he trying to sound young? Listen, brother, I have no good answer to that question. I'm trying to be funny. That's what I'm trying to do. So the mere fact that if you start to type that, just know that I got you. Just know that over here, I got you. I got you. Okay, so you're not going to come down far enough then. Alrighty. All right, I better cancel this out before I forget it's out there. Dang, I was mid-typing. Yeah, Marius, I think that's a pretty smart thing to do. That's why I really like the live stream, right? Sometimes people get upset. I thought this was a live stream. Could you please make a trade? I'm like, to Amaris's point, there's nothing I can do right now. So that's why I'm just shooting the breeze. That's why we're talking about these random topics. Because, yeah, Amaris, I agree. Like, it is surprisingly... It's not perfect, but like the live stream in a weird way is surprisingly helpful to like be patient because we just have chats. We talk about random things. Again, I understand it upsets some people, the degenerates that don't realize that just because you're a day trader doesn't mean you're supposed to be making trades every 32 seconds. So those people, it upsets. Clay, do you ever fear that prop firms will make you so wealthy it changes who you are? No. I cannot say that I've honestly ever had that thought. Across anything. Like in anything I've done, I don't want to do this because it's going to make me so wealthy, and therefore I don't want it. I'm not saying there's anything wrong, but no, I have not struggled with that battle. I mean, this is just me maybe being a little grumpy, but that sounds kind of like a coping mechanism. Like, I could be a billionaire if I wanted. Listen, brothers and sisters and furries. I could be a billionaire if I wanted. But I'm a little worried it'll change me. So therefore, I'm not going to become a billionaire. I'm not saying that's what anybody's doing with that thought process, but I don't know. Thank you, Eric. Oh, okay. All right, this is potentially a short. This candle looks good. Let's see how that... Oh, crap. This candle just started. All right. What do I mean by that is this is the 2-minute time frame, and this clock right here ticks. So when this hits 0, a new candle will start to form. So I saw that candle, and I got super excited, but then I just realized, well, wait a second. We still have quite a bit of time before this candle is done moving around. So the candle that originally got me all fired up, that candle is gone. Now we're looking at, so this, but again, I'm open to a short here, but I want to see what this candle actually looks like. And right there, we still have over a minute before this candle's moving around. I mean, if I wanted to, I could become a trillionaire, but like, that might change who I am. So I'll just stick at billionaire status, That scared you, yelling like that? Listen, iNoob, listen. You're going to hear languages here that you've never heard before. So that is exactly why I'm glad I looked at the clock and realized, wait a second, this candle still has plenty of time to change the way it looks. Because now it does not look anything like what it did when I first felt it in my loins. What's oil doing with that? Is oil coming down with this move up? Let's see. Yeah, it is actually a little bit. Nothing drastic, but... So there does seem to currently be a correlation. Markets up, oil down. Oh boy. Back to the node talk. You think you'll ever take over $1 million in payouts from everything combined? No. Nope. And I won't even come close. I am not. Yeah. Without copy trade and stuff like that, I suppose it's possible in theory, but no, I don't think so. I am not. Nope. I mean, $1 million in profit and payouts is sort of like a lot of money. So no, I do not think I ever will. And I don't think I'll ever come close to $1 million. That's a lot. Yeah, no, I know what he means. Collectively over time. Collectively, well, I guess how much time, but no. Over time, I do not see myself getting $1 million of payouts collectively over time. $1 million, that's a lot of money. That is a lot of money. $1 million. Like 10 years? No. I don't think that way because I argue, which I've always argued, I think that to me reveals a mindset in the wrong spot. Olga, I've never had let me put it this way. I've never had anybody ask me this. Hey, Clay, do you think you can survive for the next 10 years? That's a very interesting question because what does that question actually imply? It implies, Clay, do you think you'll be able to manage risk for the next 10 years to survive and still have an account? Nobody ever asked me if they think I'm going to survive, which again is a risk management question. But questions like that are focused on making money, oh yeah, those come in a dime a dozen. So I am more concerned, and what I've discovered over my 20 years is that the more I focus on just risk management, sure, it's maybe not flashy. Maybe it's not but I don't know, I'm still around. Do people make fun of me because I'm not making absorbent and small money? Sure, yeah, they come around, but I am still around. And I would contest because I'm always focused on surviving. So I don't know. I have not put much thought. I don't think so. If it happens, am I going to complain about it? No. But my goal is to survive for the next 10 years. Iran says it's breaking off talks to end war after 12. Mountain Homer, I don't think that's new news. That seems like the news that came out and created this move here, if I remember right. Maybe I'm wrong, but that does not seem like new news to me. Do you know the ending of the book while you're reading it? Enter risk management. Yeah, that is ultimately what matters. Again, I understand the desire. There's a reason why certain videos, certain bits of content, certain this, that, and the other get more views because that's where people's mind ultimately is. Well, Clay, it's not the point to make money. It is the point. But that's what makes trading hard is that blind drunk monkeys can make money. Like you can randomly do something so stupid and make money in the markets. However, do you keep that money? Do you grow that money? Well, that's a way different question. And that's a question where risk management comes into play. Like if a stove, this is why learning a stove is not hard. Like if a stove is hot and assuming, okay, because I know somebody, well, Clay, if you have a welder's glove on, okay, assuming it's your bare hand and assuming you haven't dipped your hand in water, assuming it's just your bare hand and the stove is hot, it is very easy to figure out how stoves work because every time you will get burned. However, that's not how the market is. You could touch a hot stove with your bare hand and sometimes the markets will make it feel good. Ooh, that feels good, that scalding hot stove. But there will be the one time where it actually hurts really bad, and now your hand is messed up. So that is what makes trading hard, is the fact that sometimes the dumbest things you can do will make you money. That's what makes trading hard. Blew both my eval. Oh, sorry to hear that. Tell me not. Well, I mean, was it you not trading, or was it you just doing something stupid within your trading, Reaper? Let's make sure we identify the right problem. In other words, Reaper, had you made money on those trades, would you be saying the same thing? Would you be like, crap, I made money, but man, I probably should not have traded? Okay, so I would argue no. The fact that you traded was not the problem. The problem was you did something stupid within you trading. Unless you're saying the stupid thing you did was to trade when you said you should not have traded. I was green 700 last night, so today should have been a no trade or size way down and a risk a lot less. Okay, so it sounds like you did not size down and you did not risk a lot less. So again, my argument would be, no, the fact that you traded today was not actually the issue. The issue was you did not size down, and therefore you did risk a normal amount. That seems to be the problem. So the problem is an eternal thing, not the fact that you just traded. It's how you traded, which was the problem. I got to pay out 2 months after starting prop firm trading. 2 years later, I haven't won. Yeah, noob, exactly. Good question, James. I am on team take the payout. So if I'm owed 37 cents, I will take 37 cents every single day. The question to help you, I'm not saying that's the way you're supposed to go about it, but the question I would say is, how bad does tilt get for you? For me, tilt can get really bad. So let's say I save up $4,000 of buffer to help protect myself against tilt. Because of me and how I can lose my mind, I know that $4,000 buffer will not protect me. Therefore, because of that, I might as well just take the $4,000 and pay myself, because there's no point in keeping it in there, because it's not going to protect me against myself, because that's how bad tilt can get for me. Now, if you're someone who are like, well, Clay, I go on tilt because I'm a human being. However, I can clamp down on tilt very quick. I can get it under control very quick. And that, in fact, that $4,000 will help me to do all that. Well, then in that sense, I suppose it makes sense to build some buffer. So I don't know, James, because I don't know how bad tilt gets for you. But if having a 4,000 buffer helps you to keep the account and then therefore get the $4,000 back and keep on growing, well, that's way different. But that's not for me, because my tilt can get really bad. I wonder if we hit 31 by the end of the month. I mean, that seems reasonable, given it's June 1st. I think we can do that. I guess I can go ahead and get rid of this one, huh? That's what's wild, though, Captain Crunch, is like all it takes is one tweet, and that all of a sudden becomes a reality. Yeah, Amarius, I don't really have any pushback against that thought process either. I mean, that the math right there, that is true. What? By the way, for those of you that are having conversations with others, thank you for tagging them. So keeping the West wild, I appreciate that. So I don't read that and then get confused. Can you explain your green and purple lines? Well, I mean, how they are used is kind of an in-depth question, but I can tell you what they are. The green line here is the 21 EMA. Purple is the 50 SMA. Pink is the 200 SMA. Dotted yellow is the VWAP. But in terms of how they're used, that's kind of like walking up to a professional video game player and saying, hey, can you explain like how you use those buttons. It's like, well, no, not. I mean, I can, but like that's kind of a little bit more in depth. Lost about 200. 200 decided to stop trading for the day. I forgot that I had it. Oh no. Oh, sorry to hear that, ADI. When the word forgot shows up, usually not good. Correct. Yeah, big tick. Good point there. I've heard you talk about buying and selling really quick to count as a trading day. Because with some prop firms, you have to trade for a certain amount of days. So like take Private Trader, you could pass your account before the window of days, so you still have to register another trade day. So those are called flip days, where you just make a flip trade. And a flip trade is one of those where you just buy, sell real quick. Now you've registered, okay, there's another trading day, and then it is what it is. You're going for 50 points? All right, all right. I am looking at right here as an interesting area for a long. So looking for potentially a long. Hey, cousin Judd. Netanyahu and Trump are on a phone call right now. Roger that. I mean, is that like a tweet that you saw, or are you just typing stuff, Luis? Or are you CIA and you're on the like? I'm thinking maybe. I love that. That's something that takes accountability. I'm thinking maybe, potentially, in theory. Next time, that's what you need. I'm thinking maybe, potentially, in theory. That's how you beef up that. That's how you beef up your boldness a little bit more. Were you alone, Judd? Breaking your foot in the mountain sounds kind of like, don't get me wrong, it's bad either case, but like alone sounds like, okay, well that's good. Now let's play a hypothetical. If you were alone, Judd, was it like serious where like you may not have made it out, or would you still have made it out, but it would have just been that much more miserable? Yeah, exactly, Captain Crunch. I agree. All right. Trying to sort out Lebanon. Gotcha. Again, I'm interested in a long, potentially at this yellow line, but the price, okay. Does the price want to get down? Okay, here we go. All right. I don't know. I'm going to go down to the peak of the mountain. Right there. Peak of the mountain. Yeah, you see this mountain range over here? Okay, I'm not quite at the peak, but I'm close. Not to mention, it is a former area of resistance. And when resistances are broken, they tend to act as support. So we have a peak of a mountain. We have potentially this area of support. The mountain is the box range. See, I don't like, why can't people just call it like, why does everybody always have to sound so smart? Why can't we just speak as if we're children? Everybody knows what a peak of a mountain is. How do you free draw in Tradovate? I don't. That's a separate screen marker and recorder. It's a separate software thing. Okay, that is where I was thinking about buying, but like I said, I'm gonna. Okay, maybe. I don't like that hesitation. I'm gonna come down here now to the 50 SMA. You're giving some serious credit to people. In what way? Children would call it a peekaboo? Nah. I mean, it's this. Like, I can see that, like, peekaboo. Peekaboo. So maybe, I guess maybe they would. That's another way to look at it. You could look at it as blood pressure. So like I'm buying at a troll moment, right? Where the blood pressure is high. Troll moment. There's another troll moment. This is like what all I'm doing is talking with Kyle. And then this is Kyle at a dad joke. My heart rate goes up because it's so terrible. And then this is where Kyle, you can see he's trending back down. No dad jokes. There are so many ways to look at this. This could be a barber point where we have the barbers of the world show up. Right here is just good, healthy conversation. Everybody's being intellectually humble, intellectually honest. Then we have one of these dents show up right there. I mean, there's so many cool things that you could call this other than nodes. Like, you're not going to make anybody laugh calling it a node, but you call it like a stress level. Now we're cooking. Now we're cooking with baby oil, boys and girls and furries. By the way, do we have any furries in the room? Does anybody here identify as like a cat or a dog or anything? Do we have any fur? Is that even still a thing anymore? Getting kicked in the notes today. Chinchilla? Okay, that's true. That is true. We all well, I don't know about us all, but I definitely do identify as a dented baboon. Non-binary, okay. Well, I've learned you gotta address everybody as lady, gentlemen, and furries. I see what you did there, Cousin Judd. My anaconda don't want none unless you got buns, hun. All right, I'm no longer interested there because think about it. If I'm able to get filled, what does that imply? That implies that this nice green candle has failed miserably and is now dropping down through here. Not looking to buy in that environment. Not after, again, look at this beautiful green candle. If I were to be able to buy, that implies that the beautiful green candle is no more. So no thanks on that. I am no longer interested. Sloth. Hey, there's nothing wrong. KTL, nothing wrong with being a sloth. Funny story about sloth is back in high school. The high school, like in high school baseball, for some reason, we all decided to just try to tell each other what we looked like as an animal. We had one dude look like a rabbit. We had a giraffe. What else did we have? We had a hippo. I was a sloth. I don't know. I don't know why. I still remember me and Chase, we were sloths, which is wild. I'm like, dang, am I that ugly? I don't know. Are sloths ugly? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I do. I don't know. Maybe some people look at sloths and like, oh, they're so cute. Maybe it's only blonde Dutch girls that think sloths are cute because that's who my wife happens to be, blonde and a Dutch. A couple generations removed from the Netherlands. Okay, I think, okay. There we go. So maybe that makes sense. Because KTL looks to be a woman. Oh, yeah, she's a woman. Oh, wait. Uh-oh, Casey. Uh-oh. Casey with the screen name just created today. Did you say blind and well played. I know. I shouldn't assume things like that. All right, KTL, we did have somebody last week that we think has a mental illness because they came back with like 47 different names. So you are rational right now. So like you're not, but that is hence my hesitation is to see a new. So Anyways, you're kind of on you're on the radar, but we'll see. I do not copy trade. I am too old to know how to fank accounts and stuff. Okay, fair enough. I do not. I do want to get to copy trade at some point, but back on the topic of sloth, I am kind of a sloth in the way that I move. Like, I'm in no rush. I would argue I think that's why I've been around for 20 years now, because yeah, I still do stupid stuff. Yeah, I go on tilt, blah blah blah, but like, I am ultimately a pretty slower mover. Because I'm in no rush. Copy trading is a very quick way to burn through capital if you're wrong about it. The money has already changed you, I can tell. Oh boy. It has helped out with my voices. Or my voices. I guess I do have multiple voices. Mommy, this man's a nutcase. That's true. It's true. But I did take voice lessons once, and then within 15 seconds, I was the one giving the voice lessons to the instructor, because the instructor was like, oh. So yeah, money has already changed me because I bought some voice lessons, and then I ended up opening up another stream of income. I do teach singing. How long do I stream for? Usually about 4 hours. Start every day around 11 a.m. Eastern. Okay, KTL. Okay. You sound reasonable. So yes, we got an eye on you, but like I said, right now, let me put it this way. Even if you are who I think you are, the way you are behaving, cool. You're welcome to stick around based on the way you're behaving. Even if you are that person. As of now, I don't think you are that person, but even if you were, the way you're behaving, stick around. A songbird of a generation. I mean, of all generations, pretty much. Listen to your heart. I mean, don't even act like you've never heard anybody sing that well before. I might try and be reasonable, but my... Okay, yeah. Let me put it this way. If you are who I think you are, then like you're completely bipolar. Like you completely switch from like being a pleasant person to be around to like just a weirdo. So like if this is actually you, crazy. Because right now you're in your reasonable, pleasant to be around, have a good sense of humor stage. Oh, so the manic stage is the good one or the bad one? I would have thought manic was like bad. Do you know what the term tone deaf is? Yeah, it's used to describe you when you sing. In fact, I think if I were to look up tone deaf in the dictionary, it would be like, ask Deadeye Dave 1 to sing for you. Oh, the manic stage is a happy one? Okay. I'll buy at 30. Hey, all right. And where's your stop going to be at? Looking to buy at 350. Fair enough. Where's your stop at? Yeah, that sounds South Carolina. I have never been to South Carolina. I know it gets pretty muggy there. Does the subscription fee on TPT start? No, right when you open the account. The subscription is only during the test phase. So when you buy an account, that's where the test phase starts. But after you pass the test, James, which is why I always say aim to pass within 30 days, the fee goes away. There are no more fees. I kind of want to play along up through here. As of now, this is looking like a pretty healthy consolidation. It's pulled back. It's come up. Now it's kind of just... No, there is no activation fee. Once you pass, assuming you use code CLAY, all caps, there are no more fees. Yeah, agreed, Homer. Agreed. That's what makes me think. That's what makes me think like bipolar. You got stopped out. Hey, it happens. Shout out to you for having the courage to give a trade plan. Looks like it might be waiting. Yeah, I'm thinking about it. I'm on TPT Sport right now. I was charged. Did you use code Clay or any other code, Heyo? Okay, Todd has given us some psychology. When you get payout, you get your money back. I'm not sure what you mean by that, David. I did. Okay, yeah. Did you check your credits? So when you go through the checkout process, in your credits, there should have been a credit that made the activation fee 0. But either way, yeah. Okay, yeah. So I was going to say either way, just talk with the support, which you did, and they issued you a refund. So there you go. That is something that I think they could save themselves quite a bit of a headache, where when people pass, and if they use code Clay, for example, if they just had it automatically approve or apply the credit, I think they'd save themselves a whole lot of headaches. Hey, there we go, Dev Josh. Thank you for using code Clay. No, that's not true. That's not true, David. The activation fee does not get reimbursed upon you getting a payout. It should not be paid at all. Now, they did run their Black Friday deal. Maybe that's what you're talking about. Their Black Friday deal was upon your first payout, they'll actually refund you. So not only do you not have to pay the activation fee, but on your first payout, they'll refund you back whatever you paid for the account. So, for example, if you paid $150 for the account, then upon your first payout, they refund you. They give you your payout plus the $150. So at that point, it is like completely risk-free. But yeah, that deal has not gone on since, back around the beginning of the year. What setups or strategies do you use? I use what I call the KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid. I am a moron, so I don't have any cool sounding terminologies or anything like that. I like candlesticks. I like some moving averages. I like some trend lines. I like the VWAP. But yeah, I don't have any like cool sounding anything. I use the KISS method. Got to just keep it simple for myself because I am, by all metrics, stupid. I'm good looking. Don't get me wrong. I'm good looking. I have the songbird of our generation. Okay, I think I got to try. Oh, this feels like a chase now. It just, yeah, we're right at this area. It just feels like a chase. Maybe I should try a short here, but this is a strong move. So it's like, in some senses, seems sketchy to go long because of the chase aspect, but then to go short right here, I don't know, that seems kind of scary because it's just like a new freight train starting. But do you notice how sometimes it gives you an excuse to avoid risk management? No, I don't. I'm not sure what you mean by that one, Eric. So no, potentially true. I just don't even understand what you're saying. I should have put the stop at the third. Well, I mean, I agree with you, but also you are operating with a different data set than you had at the time. At the time, you did not have the data set known as hindsight. So yes, once you get the data set known as hindsight, it's very easy to play the coulda, shoulda, woulda game. That is why I in my hindsight trading account, which you can get at hindsighttrading.com, that account is worth over $18 billion. However, every time I try to withdraw $5,000 from it, all my withdrawals are always denied. I don't know why. But yeah, the cash that I've made in my hindsight trading account, I am a billionaire. I just can never, they won't let me withdraw the money. I don't know why. Yeah, Eric, I'm still very confused on what you're saying. So my wife has a brain. Exactly. My wife just likes me because of my body. That's it. So just to be clear, assuming you pass the eval in less than a month. Well, no, not 170, James. Code Clay. Code Clay. Well, I guess what account are you going to get? Yeah, okay, you're looking at the 50K. It won't be 170. Code Clay will get it for you for 119. But yes, Under that premise, correct. Your all-in cost, your all-in risk is 119 with code Clay, all caps. Yes. So then it'll be 119. Oh, I don't know what to do. Do I go long? Is this thing about to break out? Or are we coming? I don't know. We're in a channel. I guess. Well, if I think we're in a range, then I got to go short, right? Because trading the range would just be to. Just trade the range, Clay. Just trade the range. I guess in hindsight now. But my problem is I don't know if this is actually a range. I'm not willing to concede this is a range. I'm just wondering if this is some sort of like ascending triangle. Where it's just dun 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 and then bum bum. So that's what's going on in my mind. Now, if you're like, no, Clay, I think this is a range, therefore you should go short right there. I can respect that. Yeah, I really don't know. I need to be smart with my position size here. So I'm going to try a long 3. So if this actually works out and breaks out, I'm going to be very upset that I only did 3 contracts. But if it does not work out, I'll be very happy that I only did 3 contracts. So there's my first target. Come on, brother. Breakout. Go. Get up. Oh, beautiful candle. Beautiful candle. We'll see if it remains that way. Give me that breakout. I don't know why. Yeah, I know. I'm an idiot. I don't know why I just don't buy low, sell high. I don't know why I make trading so hard. Just buy the bottom, sell the top. That's it. So now all of a sudden, right now, I'm very glad I only did 3 contracts. I agree. There, in some aspects, you could call this a bear flag, but it is a bear flag occurring in what I identify as an uptrend. So, yeah. Barbara taught me. Oh, yeah. Good old Barbara. All right, let's go. Now let's make the push, brother. I mean, you're not wrong. This is a bear flag. The problem, for me, the problem is it's a bear flag and an overall uptrend. So it's like, okay. Now, if this was a bear flag and an overall downtrend, now we're cooking. Now we're cooking. I do have a bad habit of averaging down. Yeah, you're not alone. Come on, push up there, brother. Now, if this gets up to, let's call it this point right here, I'm moving my stop to break even. So, but before I even do that, I want to see the price get up to the yellow line. So the yellow line is just representing the area where if it gets there, I'll put my stop in at break even. Until then, just using a mental stop. Big green incoming for the... Okay, I think Eric is not saying that in the sense of, like, it's guaranteed. He's just trying to think positively. Hey, Mecca. Because of you, I find myself saying... Well, how do you say it, though? Do you just say, come on, brother? Or do you say, come on, brother? How do you say it? That's the key. Because if you're sitting there going, come on, brother, like, that's stupid. Like, what? Like, how do you say it, Emwell? Same. Oh, good. Okay. Like, good. That's what I like to hear, brother. The 200 SMA is moving sideways. Is the trend going to go down now? I don't know. I don't know. I'm thinking it's going to go up. But keyword there being think. There's an... I forgot about the Indonesian VWAP. Good. So I'm glad it's default. I say America. Do you clear your throat first? America. All right, this is not really what I was expecting. I did not plan on getting stuck in some little like consolidation thing. So in some senses, I just want to hop out just because I don't feel like sitting around. But like, what else am I going to do? So I guess I'll sit around. Hey, kids. Kids. Dot. Faye. Trip. Kit. Joy. Who am I? Jet. I could have sworn they're in the room over, but maybe not. Oh, there you are. Hey, Trip. Is Mom home yet? No? What are you doing? Huh? Yeah, what are you doing in your room? Playing with your... Hey, somebody... We're making money, Trippy. Yeah, well, maybe. Let's get my stop loss in place. There it is. Wait, what am I doing? Why do I have... What do I do, Trip? Talk to me, Goose. Trip, get in here, boy. Okay, I'm going to let it cook. Okay, stop right there. All right, I got to take another one out up there. Did I get it out? I got it out. Trip! We're making money, boy! Get in here, boy. Come here. I'll show you. Run, run, run. Okay, see this blue line? That's where I bought. Look how high it up went now.
Whoa.
Yeah.
How much money did you make?
Right here. That's the number that you see flashing right there.
Oh, wow. That's...
Look at that. When... Get over 100. Get over 100, brother.
Oh, it's over 100.
Yeah, it's over 100. Look at that. Go. Do you think... Okay, let's just let it cook.
Is this, like, surprising for you? Like, very surprising?
Yeah, I was not expecting this. It took some patience.
Oh, no, you're losing money, Duncan.
It's okay. I'll still make...
Are you...
Because this is where I'll sell. So see how the red line's above the blue? So that means I'll make money no matter what. Oh. So right now I'm just trying to figure out how big does this number down here want to actually get.
Oh, no, it's going down.
It's all right. I'll still be green no matter what. But we got to let this thing cook a little bit. Check out the 30-minute. Oh, why? What's on the... I don't use the 30-minute. 30-minute. I appreciate it, Eric, but if I adapted that philosophy of checking what everybody told me to check, I'd have 47 monitors with 3,000 time frames, and I'd be looking at things such as the Norwegian VWAP.
Oh, no, it's going down.
Yep. Breaking news. No. He just lied. That's like a bannable offense. Oh, no, okay, he's joking. Did I get knocked? Okay, there we go.
Is it done?
Yeah, good job.
How much money did you make?
I don't remember how much on that one. It's gone though now.
I think it was like 80 something.
80? Okay.
Because it was starting to come.
Cool. All right. Yeah. All right. See you later, buddy. Thanks for joining. That's way funner that way. Did you hear me speaking another language?
No.
You didn't hear me?
No.
What?
What language was it? Was it like from a different world or something?
Yeah, it was from a different world. All right. That's something like that. Trump, highly placed represent through highly placed. I had a very good call with Hezbollah, and they agreed that all should. Okay. So does anybody actually believe that? Okay. As sad as it may be, I think we're at the point now where we now need to wait to hear from Hezbollah on if this is actually true. But yes, I do agree that if we look hard enough, I'm sure you can explain exactly why the price rejected from there. You may end up Clay. That was the Colombian Fibonacci point. It's like, okay, well, at some point you can't have everything on your chart. You can't use every time frame. So yes, I appreciate people telling me to check things out, but if I were to start to check things out and then add everything that people tell me to add, like I won't be able to see the price anymore. But yes, I am willing to concede that on the 30-minute, that probably bounced right off of something. Whether it was a 200 SMA or the 450-21 divided by pi divided by the circumference EMA, I mean, it was probably something. Hey, see you later, Elusive Lens. Yeah, I'm not a fan of spaghetti on the... Whoops. Okay, like, to be clear, that... So right there is where... Yeah, I was on the right side. But had that been against me, that would have been not pleasant. See the almost instant fade. I mean, I see it in hindsight, but like... I don't know. Unless you... Did you fade it, Wolf? 30,600 created a quadruple top. Yeah, that does seem like a little bit of news that's like, okay, I'm not sure it was actually that. I feel like these moves get it right. I did fade it, trust me. Trust me, bro. To be fair, like that move happened so quick. Like, that's almost got to be a trust me, bro. But I feel like these moves give it right back. I would agree. The problem with that is like, I feel like these moves, agreed, these moves give it back, but like, where does the move stop? That's the problem. Like, under the premise of it, it'll give it back. Yeah, but if you think the move's gonna stop here and start giving it back, well, you might have just got cooked. Because even though it did give it back, it went up here before giving it back. Right, it's the same general idea of like, oh man, just short penny stocks because penny stocks are garbage and penny stocks go down. It's like, that's true. But like, if you're wrong about where the penny stock is going to start going down, then you could very well get like margin called into oblivion. That is definitely resistance where it's at right now. You shorted 2 MNQ at 606. Oh, there you go. The nice thing about doing 2 MNQ, yeah, it went against you a little bit, but nothing that would have cooked you. Now 60 MNQ, maybe that move up against you might have cooked you, but... All right, Blava 888. Did you take Neil's typing? I think you might have taken Neil's typing course. Because you ain't typing anything spelled right. Hey, thank you, JBL. This one time at Bandcamp, Trump said the war was... Maybe, I don't personally see it. But again, in the spirit of being intellectually honest, I don't see how constantly saying the war over really is helping anything. But I don't know, maybe... But that would also assume that I know like all angles and have all information. So... I don't know, maybe there is some sort of benefit of constantly saying the war is over. Again, I don't see it. It seems to just, yeah, I don't know. But I'm also, again, in the spirit of being intellectually honest, like lying is part of war. So like if Trump is lying about something here, I'm not going to cook him up too much because I realize that maybe saying stuff in public, if that can help behind the scenes in some way, well then I guess it's a lie, but like it's a lie with a purpose. Now I'm not saying that is the case, but like just to default to it's a lie, it's bad. It's like, well, yeah, but I'm pretty sure you're not CIA. Like you don't know exactly what's going on. So I don't know. Again, Team Trump is going to say, well, yeah, these are lies, Clay, but they're lies because behind their scenes, they're helping to advance a bigger strategy. Trump haters are going to be like, no, they're just lies because he's a big liar. And there is nothing behind the scenes other than he just wants to lie, right? Those are the two extremes. I'm just trying to concede both. Yeah, maybe it's just a lie for the sake of lying. But because I don't have full information, I have to, in the spirit of being intellectually honest, be like, well, I don't know, maybe there's something behind the scenes going on. So I don't know. I don't know. Agreed. Misdirection is a strategy. But like, because none of us know what all the details, we don't actually know if this is misdirection or if it's just a flat out lie because he wants to lie. I don't know. I mean, Eli Mark, if you go and watch the live streams over the last couple weeks, that should answer that question. I think I am. Pretty sure I am. Like, I don't know. Some of you have better remember. I think the past couple of weeks, I know I've probably had a couple rough streams, but like, I think I'm okay overall. Trump basically just said to short oil before this happened. Remember the last time he called the bottom after terror? Yeah, I hear you, Mr. Wall Street, but at the same time, we got to be careful of confirmation biases, right? And to be fair, you could be spot on. But what I'm saying is, has there been any other things that have been said where nothing came from it? Are we only latching onto the things where something did come about it, right? Because we have a bias, this. So then we're only looking for things that confirm the bias. But anything that doesn't confirm it, our minds just conveniently ignore it or don't factor it in, right? A confirmation bias is a very real thing in trading and in all other areas of life. Yeah, I'm telling you, Eli, I don't know. Like, I'm pretty sure I am over the past. I know I ran a lot of. Yeah, again, this is why we're living in the Jerry Springer show, because propaganda is a thing. People lie. Whoa! Hey, somebody, we about to get another. Again, look no further than the Russia-Ukraine thing. Do I think that Russia has lied about some things? I do. Do I think that Ukraine has lied about a couple things? I do. Do I think lying, propaganda, etc., is part of war? Yes, I do. So, like, do I fault either side for lying? I guess in a strictly moral sense, yeah, that's not good, but like, I don't know. Then we get into some very gray moral territory. Yeah, Clay, but what happens if doing the immoral thing of lying helps do something behind the scenes, which is actually moral? I don't know. Now we're deep in the weeds of philosophy. I don't know. But I find it a little bit, I don't know what word is, when people are running around like acting all high and mighty. Oh, they lied. We're in what? Like, everybody's lying. That's part of it. Like, stop acting like you're some sort of like, oh, high and mighty. It's like when, so here's how I think you can tell if you suffer from TDS, right? If you, like a Trump asked, or a reporter asked Trump for like, what is he going to do? And he's like, I'm not going to tell you that. This guy's a sleazebag. Whatever happened to transparency? It's like, well, I can see what you're saying, but like, do you not realize the distinction that like, I'm not sure it's the smartest thing to just like tell your war plan, like the honest war plans out there for everybody to hear? Like, why would you expect like, and then if he did that, of course, the TDS folks are going to be like, what an idiot. Why would he publicly disclose the war plan? So like that's, but again, everything else is flipped too, right? The same people would do that to Biden. So like my point is this, we experience this in all areas of life, including here. Like you're never going to win. People are always going to twist it. The running joke around here is somebody will probably show up and be like, Clay, you're a scammer because you're green every day. Okay, but then on those live streams and such where I'm red or trading very poorly, then who do we have show up? Clay, you're a scammer because you don't know what you're doing. You are a terrible trader. So it's like no matter what happens, somebody's always going to have something to nitpick about. Whoa! Somebody froze up platform. Froze up platform. So, and we are getting spiced out here. Oil is coming. Okay. To be fair, it's not as crazy as it looks. Again, this jump here was maybe 20 points. Again, 20 points in like 2 seconds is a lot. But like if you've been around, like who remembers the tariff news? Like the tariff thing, that the candle moved like 300 points in 7 seconds. And I'm not kidding. So like we are getting very jumpy movements, but keep an eye over here. It's not like we just jumped up 80 points. Hey, thank you, Pram. Yeah, I think we've had some good talking topics here. NQ wick to 693. You were right, good sir. It did. Trump talks are continuing at a rapid pace. Just past the 100K account. Good job. Good job, Lodots. Yes, Matthew, you should. And the best way to do that is load up like 3 MNQ. So, Matthew, 3 MNQ, and then just do this. Buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell. And then when you have to lose like $10, just change it down to 1 MNQ and then buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell. Just let the commissions just slowly erode at it. Yeah, I don't know what to do right now. Shorting seems like stepping in front of a bit of a train. And then going long right now seems like a total chase. Once again, I contend nothing I would say really market shifting is occurring. Because if we just count the move from like right here, 600 up to here. Again, don't get me wrong, 68 points is a pretty good amount over the course of 6 minutes or so. But like, if you've been around long enough, you know that the market on like the really ground shaking news can move 60 points and like a shockingly fast amount. So yes, this does look like, oh my goodness, war ending news. Well, it's 60 points. So let's all calm down a little bit. It's not this. Yeah, I know. Again, it's spicy movement. But you got to be careful, and I'm not talking to you, John. I'm just saying it can look more like news impactful than it actually is. Now, if we looked at this move right here and this thing represented 400 points, well, then at that, we're like, okay, what? There is some huge news that just came out. If this represented a 400-point move. But again, looking over here at the y-axis, it's like a 70-point move. Somebody said, yeah, Captain Crunch said 31,000 by lunchtime. So I guess right now we're just having a discussion of whose lunchtime. Like West Coast people's lunchtime is still in the game. I would say East Coast, we're probably past lunch. But he never did specify what time zone's lunch. Maybe he meant by Hawaiians lunchtime. Because Hawaiians, what time is it in Hawaii right now? Like they're just rolling out of bed, I think. How do I get in a Trump signal group? I do think there's a lot of hindsight bias with that too. Because people just assume that like, okay. So let me put it this way, and maybe there's not. Is there any instances of people getting cooked? Like, for example, is there any instance of like maybe before a big move, somebody goes really big size short and then gets absolutely cooked? Or are we only focused, or is the media only ever focused on finding those instances where, oh, look at that. What a coincidence. Somebody went blah, 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 and then made a bunch of money. But does the media ever, and are there any, and maybe there aren't, but what I'm interested in, are there any instances where you could do, wow, somebody put a bunch of money in before, and then holy crap, they just got cooked. Do those exist? I don't know. That's a question. Does anybody know? Again, confirmation bias. If we have a bias that big money is somehow always getting in before the big moves, well, we're going to always go and look to find situations where somebody made a whole bunch of money and got in before the big move. And if we see somebody got cooked, well, no, we're not going to factor that into our data because that doesn't confirm the bias. So that's, if I cared enough, that's what I would go back and look and try to figure out. Are there any big buys before some of these big announcements that went against? So again, are there any instances where somebody went long a bunch of oil right before news came out that sent oil plummeting? Maybe. I don't know. That's what I think I'm sure there are. I'm sure we could go and nickel and dime and look for like high volume bars right before cooked and be like, okay, dang, somebody loaded up on the contracts and just got cooked. Well, how do we know that that's not Barron Trump? You know what I mean? It's only Barron Trump when it goes up, right? But if it's not, no, it's probably just some, grandma's in a nursing home somewhere. That is how confirmation bias. And by the way, we're all at risk. I'm constantly. We all have confirmation biases. That's why I always say, like, hey, Clay, what are good trading books? Nothing about trading. Anything about psychology, though. I mean, if I was a grandma, I'd be trading. I'd be slinging some futures contracts. No more bingo cards. Get these bingo cards out of. Get these bingo cards out of here. I need some NQ contracts. That's how I picture it going down these days. That's right. Got to hit that Sigma. NQ. I love how you turn from a sweet grandma to, well, just because grandma smokes 5 packs a day doesn't mean she can't be sweet. I mean, you're probably less likely to get money in a birthday card from a grandma smoking 5 packs a day than you are from one that's not, right? Just from a cash flow perspective. Sorry, little Johnny. I couldn't send you any money because these things aren't cheap. Please explain how to tag people. I think you just type the @ John. So @ and then start to type the person's name that you're talking with, and then it should auto-populate. Hey, Rogue Trader. So right now, why isn't this man trading? What do you want me to do? I'm not going to go long. Look how far we are up from the 21 EMA. I don't want to go short because, yeah, this is a pretty strong move. So what do you want me to do? You self-righteous, this is a trading long live stream, isn't it? Listen, you dent. Just because somebody's a day trader does not mean that they day trade and have to have trades on every 7 seconds. Man, our Graham used to chase us around with flip-flops when we did something wrong. Was she puffing a cigarette at the same time? I thought, yeah, I mean, in some minds it does. Oh, I'm a day trader. Therefore, if you don't have a trade on every 3.32 seconds, a trader's primary job. So, Ty, will you shut up? Nobody wants to hear your good advice. A trader's primary job is waiting. Shut your mouth. Nobody asked what you thought. Clay, you're supposed to entertain us. Don't you get it? I know. I'm trying. Some people are unentertainerable. And I cry. That was not intended. So glad I joined. Oh, well, I'm glad to have you here, Kona. Didn't realize you were new. Agreed, yes. A trader's primary job is to ask the 8-ball. Correct. Brother, you bring humor to a boring situation. I'm trying. I have listened to my... It's not listened, it's listen. The only thing my parents ever noticed that I stole from them was cigarettes and alcohol. Never the... Yeah, I guess, I don't know. Priorities. A trader's primary job is to stock toilet paper. Correct. Well, Kona, be careful. Some people find me anything but entertaining. Okay, wait, all right. Get serious here. We, on the 5 minute, just notice this. We are approaching a pivot point here. Does not mean that the price can't, Duck Soul. And it's at a round number. Okay, all right. I'm going to look for a short up around here. Around 700. So let's do this so we can help make it visual for myself. So what I would like to see is for the price to come up slightly above here and then start to drop back down. So I'm not going to just throw an order to go short there. Maybe that would be the smart thing to do. But again, I don't have hindsight right now. Does Clay ever get a sore throat? No. I really do think vocal cords, well, here's a question. Are vocal cords a muscle? I think they are. Assuming that is true, I would assume that like any muscle, the more you work it out, the stronger it gets. So that, like when I tell people, yeah, I stream like 4 hours, you're like, wait, what? But no, I actually don't. And I think maybe when I started, well, granted, I built up to it, right? I didn't start just right at 4 hours. But I think you just kind of work the muscle of the vocal cords, and no, I can talk like this. And then I can talk like this. And like my voice is okay at the end of the day. What does it mean if NQ goes higher than MNQ on a fast move? I don't know. I'd be lying if I knew how that all worked. Oh crap! Yeah, you're right. Let me check the spreadsheet real quick. Right here. I will need to be doing. So 135 did last week, and I just increased it 5 a week every Monday. So I'll be going for 140 today. Yes, I am excited about the pattern day trend rule ending because it's going to allow me to bring that many more people into futures through a prop firm. So yes, I am ready to educate the masses on why even caring about the pattern day trading rule, not to mention the PDT rule is not ending. So let's clear that up. It's not ending. It's changing, but it is not ending. So yes, I am excited for the new amount of people that I will be able to educate through this live stream and help them illustrate why what they're doing, even being focused on stocks or options in the category of day trading, is garbage. I look forward to it. Limit in terms of what? Before they send you live, John? Well, I mean, yeah, but then it becomes an issue, rookie, because you're trading in a freaking offshore broker. Like having a job, I mean, it's not even really an issue. Because if you just become a bank robber, then like who really cares about a job? Wolf, some people, they're just not teachable. So yes, some people, because they are not teachable, they don't realize that's why. But to the people that are teachable, then yeah. I mean, the logic is there, the math is there. Per your point, it's pretty simple to see the math. But like that also, you are presupposing that the person is actually willing to listen and is somebody that is teachable. But yes, if you are teachable, it's quite straightforward. When you make money illegally, you need. That's true. That's kind of some irony there. By doing something illegal, you're eventually going to need a legal thing anyway, so you can launch. That's true. I didn't even think about that. Good point. No, well, yeah, no, I don't have any questions. No questions at all. Greg, have you traded with them before, though? I would assume you have a prior track record. Like, you didn't just show up and they did that, like, out of nowhere. I would assume. Okay, well, let me put it this way, John. On Take Private Trader, you will go live. So, like, there is none of that drama. Like, you'll go live. And then you'll keep 90% of your gains. Can we ask what your win-loss is? No, because I don't track those stats. Let me be very clear. I'm not saying the win rate is a worthless statistic. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is it's a dangerous and very, very overrated one, because there are traders that would say, I have a 90% win rate. I don't make any money, though. Why? Well, because, yeah, sure, their strategy is high win, but like that 10%, when it shows up, it does a whole bunch of damage. So, yeah, I'm not going to say that a win-loss rate, ratio, whatever you want to call it, win rate. Not going to call it a worthless statistic, but overrated and deceiving and therefore potentially dangerous. Oh, yeah. So, no, I don't track a win rate because, to me, it doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. Yes, I'm always in the green. Never red. I never have any red days on here. Nope. And as I've shown before, running through the math, in all actuality, if you look at each prop account as a trade, you could have like a 9% win rate and still be making money. So in other words, you could have a 91% lose rate with futures and prop firms and still actually be profitable, right? Because you could cook 10 accounts. And if you're paying $100 to keep the math easy for these 10 accounts, that means you've lost $1,000. But then on if account number 11, you go and you make, let's just say $1,200. Well, now all of a sudden, with like a 9% win rate, you're actually up $200. That sounds like a scam. I understand, but that is just how cool prop firms are. Yeah, there you go, Empower. Clay, what? I have, they're based out of Grand Rapids. By the way, I don't know if it's still the case. Grand Rapids, Michigan is like the furniture capital of the world. Who is this? Herman Miller. It's a Herman Miller chair. I don't remember what it was, but it's like I want to say over $1,000 chair. However, given I used to live in West Michigan, Grand Rapids area, Herman Miller has like an outlet store where like there's scratched and dented stuff. No pun intended. But yeah, I mean, because I'm Mr. Coupon, I'm like, dude, I don't care if it's dented. I'm dented. So yeah, this chair I had, I don't even remember what I spent for it, but it was a good deal because it was scratched and dented. But yeah, I think it's some sort of Herman Miller. However, with that said, once I get to my new office, usually I've done standing. So hopefully once I get to the new office in the next several months, I'll be standing because I want to get back to standing and sitting. All right, I think I might try a long here. We're still a bit of ways, but I have room on the day. Okay, I am long. I swear, if this thing dumps as soon as I get long after just going sideways beautifully, I might just have to laugh. All right, I am long. Stop is right there. Throw out a couple of targets. So there we go. I am long. Red line down here is my stop. These are my first two targets. So very basic premise. Either this pullback is still healthy and we're getting close to an end of a consolidation, or it's not, and I'll be stopped out. Now, if this gets up towards closer to this area, that's where I'll drag my stop up. But as of right now, I want to just give it full wiggle room. Eli Mark, I need you to calm down. You're right on the edge of getting thrown into timeout. Do you understand my strategy? Every nook and cranny of it? Yes or no? Do you understand my... Are you suggesting that you know my strategy? Like every nook and cranny of it? Why am I holding to 30,007? I'm not. I don't have any targets up there. These are my first two targets. Again, there is a reason why I don't tell any of you what to do within your strategy, because in order for me to do so, would have to presume that I actually fully understand your strategy. And for me to assume that I fully understand any of your strategies is like massively arrogant on my part. Now, if I did fully understand your strategy, then sure, I'll chime in. But like, I don't. Like, so why would I tell you what to do? I don't know your strategy fully. So when people are telling me what to do, it's like, I don't think you understand how arrogant of a position you're taking right now. I'm just not too used to that stop loss. And that's fine. Like if you would put your stop loss in a different location, that's fine. And you know what? Maybe your location is better than mine, but we'll have to let hindsight judge that. Not looking so good for me here, though. Have I even had a losing trade? I don't think I've had a losing trade this entire stream. So let me put it this way. Probably get short. I am due a losing trade. So if I were you, I would get short because I think I'm 7 for 7 on the stream. So I am definitely due for a losing trade. We'll see what happens, but man. By the way, I don't know if it's for sure 7 for 7. I don't track that, but I'm pretty sure I've not had a losing trade, and I've made several trades. I know, it's crazy. Risking $100 here. I am a nutcase. We'll see what you... I'm not feeling so good about it, but I'd love to be wrong. Would love to be wrong. Blue line is my entry. I am long. These are my initial targets. This is my stop. You tell me, Eli, and I'll let you know. What are your guesses? I bet you can guess the right way. And hey, there we go. Stopped out. Okay, now what I don't want is what happened on Friday. Friday, the wheels fell off. Granted, it wasn't a disastrous way, but if you're here for Friday's live stream, you know, like the final, I don't know, what was it, hour? I think I had like 3 losing trades in a row. Now the smart thing I did was I was still plenty green on the day because I did reduce position size, but I want to be very careful of that. So if anything, I should probably reduce size now just in case the wheels have fallen off. I don't know if they've fallen off. One trade does not mean the wheels have fallen off, but we'll see what happens. My strategy is baboonism. I mean, that's the best one. That's the best strategy to have. And I cried free. I don't even know what that's. Is that even? And I cried freedom. Is that a lyric? Can somebody check that? And I cried freedom. Is that an actual lyric or is that just me making up a song in my head? I don't know why I keep singing that. Oh, you're gonna go back up now, you dirty rat. 646 long. Are you serious? Oh, okay. I was gonna say you got. Okay, so Deadeye is waiting for it to pull back some more. Probably. Oh, Charles, that makes sense. I could see that maybe being a Braveheart song. All right, I'm now doing 3. For the reasons discussed, in case the wheels have fallen off, that should hopefully protect me. Maybe so, yeah. Maybe I'm thinking of that scene and I'm just turning it into a song. You screw up on timing? Yeah, timing's pretty important. That's what got me this morning. I was right, broadly speaking, but my timing was slightly off, so it was thankfully just a horse. Was not a racehorse. I kind of want to try along again if it comes back. Like, okay, is this the candle? Or is this just going to be a slow, steady bleed downwards that just paper cuts all the longs to death? I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I don't know a whole lot of Dave Matthews song other than "What Would You Say" and what's that one? Not Candlelights. Oh no, that's gonna drive me nuts. What's that Dave Matthews song? Dun 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 in my eye like a can. What's that one called? Satellite. Satellite. Yeah. Doesn't he? Oh yeah, Crashing Me. But then doesn't he have one called Satellite too? All right, I'm gonna try along here. If it wants to come back up. No, yeah. Like a candle in the wind. Is that one? No. Like a candle in the wind. The dogs are hollering. Oh, they're singing with me. They are singing with me. All right. I'm glad I waited for confirmation on that one as it never came back up. Therefore, no trade. Okay. If it comes down here and hits that green line, I will try. So step 1, go down and hit that green line, which is the 21 EMA. Go down and hit it. Go ahead. Go ahead. A little bit more. A little bit more. Now, if this goes straight green, I'm going to look very stupid for making this requirement. But if it comes down here and just keeps dropping, then, okay, here we go. I'll look smart. Let's see if we can get the bounce off the 21 EMA. Again, looking for, trying to trade the trend. All of you, just trade the trend, Clay. Okay, I'm trying. This thing is trending up, right? Okay, never mind on that. So there we go. So I'm glad that I did wait for that because no confirmation and we still dropping now. Now we've kind of entered into no man's land. Next area of support, in my mind, probably not until, or potential support, I should say, right around there. So yeah, maybe down around that yellow line I'll look for along. Freedom by Eddie James. I don't know, maybe. I don't know. I think I might have just made it up. Careful, Clay. One more loss and you might... That's true. Did you know anything about Pro Plus? What do you mean, did you know? You mean, do I know anything? Your grammar has me confused. Did you know anything? I mean, yeah. I guess I did. I think I still do, though. Yeah, I know. Just trade the range, Clay. You idiot. Just trade the range. Well, what are you asking about? What about Pro Plus accounts? Like, I am not going to just blindly buy at the yellow line. I'll look for some sort of confirmation. I got to pee, though, but I'm going to try to hold it out. Try to give my bladder muscles time to stay strong. Hey, Wayne. How long will it take to act? I'm not sure on that. And then I think that's probably more of a case-by-case basis. For example, if you had an error in your paper, I'm not saying you did have an error in your paperwork, but if you did, it's probably going to take a little bit longer. Do you have a toilet in the new office? No, but there is going to be a bathroom very close by. Hey, Charles, or Charters. Beard man, I'll take. That makes me feel like I'm just a piece of testosterone when you call me beard man. I'll take it. No, I have pro accounts. The bladder actually expands if you hold it. Too much, you will need diapers. Okay, Roderick Max, tell me why I shouldn't just ban you. I need actually a good answer because you've already proven to be unteachable. So explain to me why I should not just ban you and be done with it. Building project is going well. My wife is over there right now meeting with the electrician. The roughing has started. And we are there. So we were there once already. Kind of going through, we want an outlet there, blah, blah, blah. So electrician started today. Plumbing and HVAC, I would assume they're getting close to being finished up. They thought they were going to finish up on Friday, but ultimately didn't. And then, yeah, shooting the breeze with all the guys last week. Again, it's an ish, but thinking we're about 5-ish weeks out from drywall. So it's going pretty quick. So, and then later today, we have hopefully our final meeting with the cabinet guy. I appreciate him. As somebody like myself that appreciates clarity, he wants like ultimate clarity. He's like, I have a good name and I want to keep a good name. And the way that I'm going to keep a good name is I want everything in paper up front so everybody knows what we agreed to at this price. That way there are no games. He's like, my retail business is built purely on word of mouth. And given this is small town America, I don't need you running around saying that I pulled any games on you. And I'm like, I can appreciate that. I think that if Sean's the cabinets guy name, I think if Sean was ever here, he would really appreciate the 3 numbers. Like, you know, how we're always harping on people for 3 numbers. I think Sean would be a big fan of the 3 numbers because Sean, he wants himself some clarification. When was the last time I had a corporate job? When I worked for Honeywell. So I don't know, what was that, 2008 or 9-ish? Corporate makes me think like I'm on like the business side of things, but I was an engineer, so I was in the all the MBAs were oversaw the group. That was the ticket though. Like if I'd have stood in it, my plan of action would have been to go back, and Honeywell would have paid for it to go back at my MBA, and then come back and then transition over into the management side of things, and then just like try to manage a group. Which is good, right? Where you're very valuable because you're an engineer, but now you have, you know, your MBA, so you know how to manage people. Because right, to just bring over some like business management person to manage the engineering world, that doesn't make any sense. They don't know anything about engineering, but it never went that way. But that would have been my plan. That's where I think the quickest way to take over as CEO for Honeywell. Which is what my goal always is, right? For me, if I'm going to start somewhere, I'm like, all right, where's the top of the box? And let's see if I can get up there. Which to me is always like, it's kind of weird how people want like, well, I don't think the CEO should make 1,000 times more than the person at the bottom. For me, I'm like, but isn't that like the ultimate motivation? Like, man, I'm at the bottom right now, But holy crap, are you telling me the top of my potential in this company is 1,000 times bigger than where I am right now? Let's go. Whereas, wait a second, you're telling me if I started this company and where I am at right now, like my potential is like 3 times more than where I am right now? For me, I'd rather be in the company where like my potential from the bottom of cleaning out toilets is like 1,000 times more than where I'm at right now. That's how I view things. Like if I'm gonna work in a job, I'm like, okay, I want to become CEO someday. Well, yeah. And Wolf, that's the thing. Like I said, I worked for Honeywell, and yes, because of their branding, everybody thinks I worked on thermostats. But Honeywell is a massive company, and thermostats are only in their controls portion of the company. I worked in the aerospace part of the company and did a bunch of cool stuff. So yeah, Honeywell, but certainly best known for thermostats, but that is literally a small, like it's just a sliver of the company itself. How many divisions to Honeywell? Yeah. So yeah, Honeywell has 4 things. Aerospace, that's the division I was in, building automation, industrial automation, energy and sustainable solutions. So, but yes, that is definitely what, when I told people like, yeah, I accepted a job at Honeywell, they're like, dude, you got an engineering degree to work on thermostats? I'm like, trust me, bro, it's bigger than that. Technically, I didn't work for Honeywell. I worked for the Department of Energy. Technically. They just use Honeywell as the kind of the middleman. So here's where I actually worked. Again, Honeywell through the Department of Energy. So that's where I actually worked, right here. New building though. This is a new spot after I left. So about us. So anyways, yeah. Interesting stuff. Interesting stuff. Good day. Easy money. I don't know about easy money. Honeywell has a defense and aerospace. Yeah, yeah. Like I said, my 401k, all that sort of stuff was in Honeywell stock, blah, blah, blah. But technically speaking, I worked for the Department of Energy. But just through Honeywell. I wonder, Honeywell still have the Kansas, let's see. Okay, yeah. Honeywell still has a contract for that. Which I don't understand how that works, but Nvidia on the juice, are they having a good day? Oh, so AIM, that one guy, hopefully he didn't buy a pair. I can't just, there's so much better way. He had no other comment, so I don't think I convinced him. What did we just, oh, Nvidia. There we go. We got to check on BTX though. There we go. Love to see it. This is one of my favorites in the retirement portfolio, BTX. It's a close-ended fund. I don't want to get into that, but this is one of my favorites, and it's been doing very well. I figured it's a good general way for me to get access to all the semiconductors, blah, blah, blah. but it also pays a really nice dividend. So, or I don't even remember, BTX. Again, that is somebody interested in cash flow. If you are in the stage of your wealth building where you want capital growth, then yeah, you'd be better up just playing some of these stocks straight up. But I am in my journey of finances right now, I'm chasing passive income. Well, this thing is kind of just sitting here. Is SanDisk still going up? Wow. Just wow. I don't know why Weeble's not going back more in data, but crazy. That's just crazy. I don't know any other word to describe it than just a crazy one for sure. Well, hey, if you are enjoying the stream, if you have been enjoying and you want to help support it, save yourself some money. Code Clay, all caps, with any of these prop firms I use, I recommend, I love. Take Profit Trader, especially if you're a beginner to the prop firm space. I think they're the best way to go about it just because of the very clean set of rules. But regardless, if you are maybe not a beginner, but you're experienced and you're empire building, you're trading multiple accounts, if you want to help support the stream, save yourself some money, because again, Code Clay, whatever any of these prop firms promotions currently are, Code Clay will give that for you. So like I said, it's you're accomplishing multiple things. You're saving yourself some money and helping to support a stream that you enjoy, because yes, this is totally viewer supported. So if you want to keep the stream ad free and then just keep the stream going, Code Clay is how you're going to make that happen. But like I said, it's a win-win on a double front from you, because you're keeping something ad free, keeping it going, and saving yourself some money. So that is like I said, I appreciate everybody that has used Code Clay, and even if you're considering it, I do thank you. But I'm going to go ahead and call it good. The market seems to have really slowed down. I'm getting kind of mentally burnt out here, so I'm going to just call it good. If you have not yet, hit that like button, and I'll be back tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern. But make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications. Usually I show up a little bit early, so if you want to know exactly when I go live, that is where turning on the notification bell will help you in that regard. So yeah, on your way out, if you don't mind hitting that like button, that is always appreciated. But yeah, thank you everybody for being here. Again, Code Clay, all caps, one of these prop firms. And I'll see everybody back tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern at the very latest. So take care, everybody. Have a good one. And it's been squirrely out there, so be careful. Be careful. I don't know if we're quite done. I could see some more jumps coming, but just keep that in mind. But everybody take care. I'll see you back.